What's going on, people? Welcome back to another video. Yes, indeed. What's this? What's this I'm seeing here? Massive fraudulence. Massive fraudulence. The Matrix. They're getting out of the Matrix. Join me, fellow frauds. Gang, gang, gang in the building. Fraudification squad. Love to your mothers. We're back again for more stress. It's been a stress-free couple of days. However, Arsenal are back in our lives, and these have been good times of late, I've got to admit. Perhaps today, hopefully, that can continue against Newcastle United. It is FA Cup action, and the teams are out. So we're going to get down and dirty and straight into it. Much love to all of you who are joining us. Where are you watching from? Let us know in the comments. I can see that there has been breaking news for that, yes indeed. Because even though the lineup has been announced, we have already had some comedy club action. Unfortunately, one of the soldiers has fallen. It would appear that one of the brightest sparks in this club right now has actually fallen foul of an injury in the warm-up. We are going to get down into it, but before we do, I want to say much love to Haley Bailey, Harry Hass, Mr. Ohio, Richard Banks, Sam Jones. I see you. Gang, gang, gang. Raise your espresso emojis if you're in the building. My fellow frauds. Let's do this big game for Arteta and Arsenal Football Club today. We are, of course, joined today by none other than our very own, the resident, this absolute expert. Bring him in. Show me the way to Mr. Tom Canton of the Gooner Talk. How you doing, my son?
Yeah, very good, thank you. Yourself?
I'm very excited about today, or at least I was before I heard the news. Can you give us that inside scoop, because it does look like we've got a fallen soldier?
Yeah, Martinelli injured in the warm-up. Looks like an ankle injury that is the problem. He's gone down in the warm-up. He's now gone down the tunnel, and Reece Nelson is the man that's kind of taken up working on the shape formation while Martinelli's getting treatment. Whether that's precautionary, whether Martinelli is going to be fit to start the game is still completely unclear, but maybe Arteta won't want to take any chances with him and will decide to put Nelson in instead.
Okay, I'm going to go through the team. We have got an interesting one, to say the least. If only because there are quite a few changes today. 7 changes, in fact, from the West Brom game. Cedric and David Luiz starting, as you can see. Cedric Suarez posted up next to the Brazilian fraud, David. Pablo Mari, he's been quite impressive. The little Spaniard left-footed angles that he's creating with Curentini, who has been sensational of late. Beautiful goal cut inside. Replayed that over 500 times. Willock and El Neni given the midfield duties today. I'm not sure how I feel about that. We will come to you on that one, Tom. And Willian reportedly in the middle with Pepe, and was Martinelli, I guess. But as you say, that's not happening anymore. Aubameyang up top. It is a different side. There is a lack of youth, I would say, and that is perhaps because they are being entrusted with the Premier League right now. Would you say that's fair? Yeah,
I mean, that's the energy from those young guys is what's perpetuated through all of our live streams we've done since Chelsea. Then Smith Rowe coming back in, Martinelli, of course, too. They have been so key to what we need to do. There are some interesting changes being made. The kind of the pivot of the midfield is an interesting one to try and work out. If Willock's playing next to El Neni is going to be weird to work out. But it's been on the young guys to drag Arsenal to these recent turn in form.
Well, it is Newcastle United today, and Steve Bruce's side lining up with a 1-9-0-1 sort of formation. Andy Carroll up top with this formation, incredible formation. Almiron, Hendrick, Hayden, Longstaff, and Joe Linton all squeezed into that 5 in the middle, and Kraft, Clark, Lascelles, who I thought was injured. I am surprised to see his name there, and Dummett as well. Dubravka in goal, and I guess that much is a relief for Arsenal because they have got another goalkeeper who's been in top form.
Carl Darlow's been excellent and was fantastic for them, I believe, in the game against Liverpool. And he really kind of saved themselves. And Dubravka's been back for a few weeks. And even though he was their number one last season, really good signing for them, Darlow has made that spot his own. And now Dubravka looks like the backup keeper. So it's going to be interesting to see sort of how he deals with coming back in. He's got to fight for his place. I want to impress. But it is a very defensive lineup from Steve Bruce. You wouldn't expect too much else from the man there.
It is indeed. I'm just scrolling through images here of what I believe is one Gabriel Martinelli, who looks like he has gone down injured in the warm-up. Charles Watts, a reporter at the ground, saying that he's down getting treatment. It doesn't look good. I don't know the exact ins and outs of that, but as it stands, no Martinelli. And that is a big blow because he's been sensational and his energy is infectious. You just get the feeling right now, in fact, that the youngsters really are kind of dragging this club out of the mud.
That's what we need, though. We need these young guys to be coming in and replacing the senior players. It's taken too long, in my view, for Arteta to make these changes. He should have moved on from Willian a long, long time ago. It's taken too long to do that, and we've suffered because of that. But now we actually are using these young players. If these senior guys, and to be fair, some of them aren't even senior. You look at Pepe, still very young, early to mid-20s, 24 I think he is now. We'll be looking at Saka taking the right wing spot from him. You've got Willian, who also has been playing right wing over Pepe. This is a huge game for the Ivorian to really stamp his mark on the team today.
How many times have we said that, though? He's 25 years old.
Yeah.
It really does feel like it's every game where I say, this is a massive game for Pepe. And ultimately, even though I think he's done some brilliant things, they're nice for, the FA Cup. He was crucial to that. Will he again prove instrumental today against a side who are almost certain to sit back, soak up as much pressure as they can? It's going to be interesting, actually. Will we come out as the side that's been, as exciting as we have been in the last few games? Or do we revert back to the safety that really kind of did actually win us the FA Cup?
It will be down to the players which have the ball playing skills, the Willians, the Willocks. See if Nelson does come in. Nelson does give you that energy as well, so it'll be cool to see how he integrates into the team. He'll know this is an opportunity. There were links with him maybe moving on, but him actually being in the squad maybe gives you a little bit of insight as to how the club is viewing him in a way, and they are willing to use him in this game. Now he's come back from a supposed injury. But there's some other players not on the bench which cause me not necessarily concern, because I think it's kind of expected, but no following Balogun on the bench, which is a big talking point as well.
It is indeed. He has reportedly got 15 offers on the table, 15 different clubs looking to secure the signature of one of Europe's hottest young prospects. And as a result of him not being on the bench today, you've got to say that it looks like he's on his way out. And that may well be down to, I don't want to blame him, but it may well just be because of the fact that we have to deal with Eddie Nketiah's situation first. I'm hearing reports that the club would be looking for £30 million for Eddie. And what are you laughing? You're laughing at that one.
I am laughing. I said I'm laughing, but Ryan Brewster went for 25 million. So, is anything surprising in this day and age? But it's ludicrous to think Eddie Nketiah is worth 30 million, surely.
The argument against, just to play devil's advocate there for a second, with Ryan Brewster, he comes with an added value. It's like an added tax, if anything, because he is part of European champions or Premier League champions. A squad that is, even just being around it, it's like the Midas touch. With Arsenal, I don't know. I just don't know. Anyway, West Ham are the club that are meant to be interested in his services. They've just sold Sebastian Haller back to Ajax. I say back. He didn't really stay for long,
Utrecht.
did he?
He was Utrecht in Holland before he moved to.
He didn't really stay in England for long, though, did he? It didn't really.
No.
It didn't really happen.
Go too well.
And there's another striker who's in a similar kind of vein. He's come from where did he come from? Hoffenheim? Joe Linton?
Joel Linton came from Hoffenheim, yeah.
He's another one. He's having a little bit of trouble in terms of goal scoring.
It's Bundesliga players. I was looking at this the other day. You look at some of there are three examples of great success stories: Heung-min Son, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and Roberto Firmino. As you look at, but there are a lot of players that have come from the Bundesliga. Your Henrik Mkhitaryan's, the players we talked about, Joel Linton, that have moved over and just haven't. Havertz and Werner this season have not looked too great. And maybe when Arsenal are looking at the player that we link to from there at the moment, Julian Brandt, could that be a warning to say maybe we should steer clear of that guy?
It is. I don't know if it's the league, but
No,
it's
the style.
It is an interesting one. We've certainly got a nice little option for attacking. You know, he's quite a lump. I mean, putting him on the left wing or just kind of anywhere near out wide seems crazy. But regardless, Nicola, Pepe and Suarez will be on him. And I just want to say a massive shout out to Pablo and DJ doing the Lord's work in the chat. What's going on, Zach Teal? How you doing, Oliver Swales? Carl, NUFC. We've got a few Newcastle fans in the comments and they're talking about how they're not really expecting much from the club today. And they think that if the fans were still at the ground or able to go and see the games, that he would have been gone. How do you feel about the whole Steve Bruce situation? They really have got a kind of catch-22 situation as far as many see it, but you know the diehards will tell you they've had enough and they want him out.
I think with the situation that you've taken on from Rafa Benitez got them into a position where they were looking up in the Premier League rather than looking down. They were looking at where they could progress. He left because Mike Ashley basically turned around to him and said, we're not going to give you the backing that you want. He wanted money to spend. He wanted a project to know that it was going somewhere. And what's frustrating for Newcastle fans is that he then goes and then they spend 40 million quid on Joel Linton. They spend 20 odd million quid on Almiron.
Who values Joe Linton? Was he doing incredible things in the Bundesliga?
No, he wasn't prolific. Like, he wasn't like a 20, 30 goal a season striker. I don't think he got above 15 goals in his last season for Hoffenheim. It wasn't
crazy.
Lots. It's just his age, and he was kind of hyped over a single season. And we know that we've made mistakes ourselves. You look at Pepe as a guy we've taken after a single season, that sometimes clubs panic and they see like a young guy coming through and they think, wow, if we can get this guy in, he's going to be a big star. And then it turns out you haven't really looked at the system that they play in. You haven't really looked at the formation and the style that they play with under the manager that they're at. And it hasn't worked when it's moved over. And Joe Linton is certainly one of those.
Well, Mike Ashley, he's certainly a man for controversy. I don't think that's going to end anytime soon. Speculation about the future of the club in general. Certainly going to be interesting to see what's happening. Burnley have just had a takeover completed. Do you know anything about that at all? It's American owners, but are they coming to make money or make the club big, or?
They're coming in to progress Burnley. I think most owners are coming in that kind of area. There was also, it was quite lucky for Burnley because there was another consortium made of an Egyptian background, I believe, and it was involving a lot of people that tried to take over Charlton previously that would not have been good for both Charlton and Burnley had those guys got in from the kind of understanding I have around the background of some of the people that were involved. So it's good, I think, for Burnley that they've got this. They've desperately needed investment because they haven't been spending in transfer windows. Sean Dyche has done an amazing job to keep them in the division with hardly any income whatsoever from transfers. So now maybe if he can get some of the players that he wants, he might be able to push them further away from just relegation battlers every season. Okay,
we have got requests to turn up, Tom. I hope the technical fraudulence has stopped and that you can hear him crystal clear. Now, we are moments away from kickoff. I think we've got players out. We've got Andy Carroll and his man bun. Beautiful. I don't know how he's managed to worm his way back into the starting lineup at Newcastle, but it does say something about the direction the club have gone in. And also, I guess, a lot about Joel Linton. Carl, much love. Thank you so much. We've got Tim Jolly in the comments saying massively fraudulent behaviour, watching from Australia at 4 a.m. John Nelson, Newcastle fan, says Rafa was building something. Bruce is awful with no plan B and barely a plan A. Just watch Newcastle week in, week out, and these morons who stick up for Bruce will quickly agree. It is sad scenes because, you know, I've said this and I'm blue in the face and I will continue. Newcastle are a great club. We've got a rich history, despite the fact that there's not much silverware involved. I have got fond memories as a kid of watching the club being the kind of Manchester City of their day, or at least, you know, the newest kid on the block spending the money and making football exciting. Their games were just goal fests on a regular basis, and for that reason alone, I always looked to St James's Park as this kind of, you know, holy place of football worship where everybody was down. It was just their life. They eat it, breathe it, sleep it, and they've been robbed of some top quality over the past, God, it's like 20 years really. So
challenge the Champions League like year after year, and it's sad to see where they have fallen, for sure.
Well, hopefully Arsenal aren't in a similar situation, because I was going to say that the parallels could be drawn in terms of the speed of the downfall. Hopefully we do have people in control that are more than capable, though, of digging us out of this little rut that we find ourselves in. And to be quite honest with you, if you look at the league table, in terms of the Premier League, it's actually not looking that bad if we can carry on a cheeky little run. A couple of games, or three wins on the bounce, has certainly changed our fortunes, especially when the rest of the league seems to be slipping up on a regular.
You look at everyone that's around us right now, and even the teams above us. You look at Chelsea were supposed title challengers before we played them, and since we beat them, we're now 3 points behind them with the results from those and us. It's a crazy season that sees Manchester United with an opportunity to go top of the league, which is horrible to think about. But that in itself proves how much of a silly season this is going to be. And actually, I'd love to get your thoughts, Hugh, on this FA Cup game in terms of the actual kind of what goes around it. Because I've seen a lot of people that wanted to see a lot of rotation and wanted to see a lot of players dropped and rested for the Palace game at the weekend. But I always look at this, the FA Cup's the FA Cup, and we have this romantic relationship with it, and we should be taking every game seriously, especially against a Premier League opposition.
Well, I've got to say that this is our trophy, and as much as I don't mind the League Cup being this kind of run out for the kids, I also want this to be something that we really do push for, because it gives us a little bit of, I know people have called it papering over the cracks, but it really does give us something to live for. And I know that we can't even go to the games, but for me it's a massive day out for a family, for dads and sons, and I really do think that the history that Arsenal have built with this competition is something that we should look to carry on. It is, however, of the utmost importance, I would say paramount, that we focus on the league this season because of how badly it's been going so far. And as a result, I don't mind him doing what he's done today, or it just looks to me like he's saving the kids. And apart from Martinelli going down, I think that would have been the right decision. It's very sad to see that he's got injured again. I hope that isn't serious. We are, however, underway, and Arsenal have actually had their first shot on target, lads. If you want to line up, there is a little clock down here. Lovely jubbly. Are you lined up with me? Should we do a little time check?
Yeah, I'm on 56, 57, 58, 59.
It's beautiful. It's seamless. It is
absolutely lovely stuff.
It is meant to be. And cutting in from the left-hand side and forcing quite a simple save from the goalkeeper, Dubravka, is Reece Nelson, who is the replacement for Gabriel Martinelli. I hope you're ready, lads. Much love for joining us in the chat. If you are new to the stream or the channel, please do smash the hell out of the like button and subscribe. We are back on a regular basis. In fact, I've got a little project dropping tonight. Stay tuned to the channel at about midnight. There'll be a different sort of video coming out. However, we're underway. It's beautiful. FA Cup stuff. It's how do you feel about the lack of Premier League football? I'm not going to lie, I feel a bit empty.
It's frustrating. Like, you want to keep the run going, you want to keep us winning and picking up points. We'll get that opportunity hopefully on Thursday against Crystal Palace. But the most important thing about this game is to not lose, to keep the run up, keep your confidence high and the morale high as Pepe goes into the box.
Oh, it's a beautiful run by Pepe all the way down the right wing. He went on about a 30-yard run there, beat his man, cut inside slightly, but just kind of curled a tame shot towards the keeper. It is Arsenal's second shot on target, and we are in the 3rd minute. Sensational scenes. Many would never have expected it. Jacob C says, buy a fridge for £300 and stick it in the box, ping balls off it, and you'd have more chance to score than playing and passing to Joel Linton. Wow, he really doesn't rate him. But, you know, I'll just hold back on the banter for a second, really, because this is Arsenal Football Club and this is Joel Linton in the box. And he's just actually turned Pablo Mari inside and out. And Pablo Mari needed Cedric Suarez next to him to help out. Newcastle pressing high up the pitch. And nothing coming of it, but a little bit dangerous there. Chris Adamson is in the chat as well, and he says, as a Newcastle fan, I'm so happy that Smith Rowe is not playing. It could get embarrassing if he was. Smith Rowe, do you think he can really set the world alight, or are we jumping too early?
Oh, well, I mean, we've seen him for 3 games in the Premier League, so I mean, he's Messi levels already, of course. But no, he needs time. He needs that development, and obviously, we are very reactionary as an Arsenal fan base, and we're fingers crossed, hoping that he can follow through with it. But he needs to be protected, and we need to bring someone in. I'm interested to get your thoughts. I've seen people suggest that we shouldn't be looking to bring in a creative midfielder because it would block the route of Smith Rowe. Huh? But if he goes, we've got nothing, so we desperately need a player, surely.
Oh, is that what people think? People think that because we've got Smith Rowe that we shouldn't sign a player?
Yeah, we will block his route.
People actually saying that to you, Tom?
I've had it on TGT. I've had listeners. I've had fellow.
Well, this is the problem. This is the problem, right? This is why Arsenal are actually in this perpetual cycle of catching up and falling behind at the same time. It is we do it to ourselves, you know. We invite this kind of pressure by saying, oh no, but you know what, he's ready, thrust him in, throw him in, and it's way too early to just rely on a kid who is very talented for the whole season. Nicola Pepe being brought down. We are into the 5th minute. I don't know how anyone is saying we're jumping too early. Well, DJ, sort them out. Tell them what's what. These frauds don't understand how the internet works. Oh, good gracious me. It is the 5th minute. We are perfectly on time. It's on BBC, mate. If you want to watch with us, it's on, you're in the UK, it's actually on BBC One. Do you remember when football was actually on BBC One, not just Match of the Day? You're going to say no. You're going to say no. Okay.
No, I don't
remember it.
That.
God, I'm actually old. Yeah, sad scenes.
I remember there being just 4 channels. I remember those days.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I don't remember the Premier League being like a televised thing.
Well, it was Division 1 at the time.
Yeah, of course.
It is Willian with the free kick from 40 yards out, straight into the wall. One of the worst free kicks you've ever seen in your life. Genuinely, I know 11-year-olds who play once a week who could have got the ball over that wall. Willian, though, 200 grand a week, has failed. Man.
I saw a tweet before the game saying, from quite a big Arsenal account, saying this is the game. Like, this is the one where Willian shows he's the guy for us. I mean, and he's having a great start. So.
Look, we've just got to look. I'm not going to lie. I really did hope that we had nabbed a Chelsea player who was going to be able to give us something, even if it was 10 games a season. That would have been good. That's 1 every 4 games. He gives you an assist or a goal. I would have taken that. This is massively fraudulent because he is currently working on a rate of 1 shot on target every 13 games.
Ugh.
And at 200 grand a week on a 3-year contract, I mean, he's got no reason really to work hard, has he? He's achieved everything that he's going to get in his career. It's or at least it would be easy to fall into that trap, you know.
Yeah,
he lives in London. He's got this restaurant. He's here with his friends. Hugh with the under 12 contacts. Yes, I'm a coach. Fucking hell. Get a grip. God. Evan McGee, good to see you in the chat, mate. He says, Willian needs to go back to the FOFO League. What's the FOFO League? The FOFO League?
I don't know
What's
what that
that?
is.
The Fraud League. Yeah, it sounds like the Fraud League. All the good names were taken. Says that's actually the closest Willian has come to a shot. Think about that. Joel Linton doing some good work up top. Nice hold-up plays. Laid it off. Newcastle are playing some tiki-taka around Arsenal's box. What's this? Who's this on the left-hand side? That is Dummett. Dummett with the cross. And worked away eventually by Willock, although Newcastle will get it straight back. They're going to go back out to Dummett again, dinked over to the far post, looking for Andy Carroll, who's causing problems in there, but Arsenal can hopefully break on the counter with Aubameyang finding Willian. Willian going to Reece Nelson, and that is a straight red! That's a straight red! That's a straight red! How's that a yellow? Oh, you're not even supposed to be playing, you little fraud. That is a disgraceful challenge from Jamal Lascelles, who was actually cleaned out. Nah, he could have broken his leg there. I'm sorry, that's a red card.
Let me see this again.
The only reason that's not a red card is because it's on the halfway line. But there are... I mean, it's a goal-scoring opportunity, really. Oh, I don't know.
It's a long way from... I think the devil's advocate would be, if that was an Arsenal player doing that, we'd say yellow card taken out the man. So
of course.
I will play
just a yellow. Just a yellow. Just a yellow.
So, yeah.
It's too early for a red. No, Tierney on the Cruyff turn stuff today. He has used Willian, who is getting on the ball a lot, to be fair to him. He's played it into Willock, who lays it out wide to Nicola Pepe. Nicola Pepe coming back inside to Willock. Nice little 1-2 between the two of them. El Neni getting involved. Pepe over to the far post, and Reece Nelson can't control it, but that was a beautiful ball from Pepe. Cold little dink over the top to him.
Great ball. Great ball from Pepe. Great little bit of play. We were talking about Newcastle being a little bit tiki-taka on the edge of our box, and now we're finally getting a few of our passing combinations going through. Pepe inside to El Neni, who gets it back and then can dink the ball through to Nelson, who was just offside, I believe it was, but he can't take that touch. And that is those areas, again, where you look at the kind of trio of players for me of Nelson and Nketiah and Willock, where I've personally struggled to kind of see a long-term future. And it's those moments, and I know I'm just picking up on it because it's just happened, but it is those moments for me, the composure of the age that they are now, where they need to be taking the chances that they get, and that was one of those opportunities.
Hold on, who are the three that you named? Willock,
Nketiah, and Nelson. I struggle to see a long-term future for them at Arsenal.
Any of them?
Any of them, yeah.
Okay.
I see them as assets that Arsenal could make some money from, and then you look at what's coming through behind them. You look at how good Saka and Martinelli have been. You look in the middle, we've got the likes of Aziz and Kerjan coming through. And Nketiah, when you had Balogun there, it was just, for me, we waited too long. We put too much into him. And now we've got the likes of Tyrese John-Jules and Nikolai Moller, who are also coming through the youth setup. So those three, for me, are sellable assets that Arsenal should look to move on in the summer.
I can't wait to see Miguel Aziz. He's so good. He looks
eloquent.
Yeah, he just and the socks, and the socks and the socks and the hair, mate. Oh, he's got legend written all over him. I can't wait for him to get the first team action. Yes, if you are new to the stream, make sure you do subscribe to the channel and drop the video a damn like, you're freeloading frauds. Exercise those thumbs. Mason Mitchell is in the chat. He says, just one fraud recognising another. My son, I see you. I see you. Much love for getting involved. Mr. Chuckers says, Willian is so bad, he makes me pine for Gervinho. Yeesh. Wow. Evan McGee says, thanks for the opportunity. Good luck, Arsenal. Thanks for the opportunity. What opportunities are you talking about? He's a Manchester United fan. Nope, I don't know what you mean.
No idea.
Much love, Evan. Know you're a legend for getting involved again. We have got, he says, hit the like button and I'll give you 69 years of good luck. No, don't do that. Don't do that. I mean, I respect that he put his most expensive players dead centre. Willian having tryouts for the first team in some capacity. Wow. How do you feel about that? Willian, is he actually... I don't think he should be starting, should he? Martinelli would have kept him out of the team. And the only reason that Martinelli doesn't start every game right now is because we've got Aubameyang and we're paying him 400 grand a week or whatever it is.
Yeah. I mean, you look at look at where Willian is right now on the pitch, and that will tell you why he's playing. Like he's playing in this number 10 kind of position where he's going to drift left, drift right, and take up occupying positions and kind of converting with Pepe and Nelson. But if he plays well today, I am seriously concerned that Arsenal won't look towards the end of that January window with a creative midfielder in mind and think they've got a player in Willian who can then play that role. Now, you never want to wish a bad performance on a player, don't get me wrong, but it is just one of those worrying things where you go, if he does start to perform a couple of games in that number 10 role, as Tierney gets into the box, well...
Cedric with a long ranger.
Cedric.
Oh, cheeky. Okay, it's well wide, but Arsenal are doing all the attacking right now. Purdy, what's going on, my fraudulent friend? How you doing? Syllable rhythms. Much love for getting involved, bro. You are a massive legend, and I appreciate you. Willian is, in my eyes, playing for his starting place. Lacazette is the most informed player in the Premier League, according to many. Statistically, I should say. I know that. Look, you're doing a little face again. You're doing it. You got no. What was that? What was that face mean?
It's just pure confusion.
I mean, that's what I thought when I saw it. But then I thought, hang on, he's doing everything right. He's probably racking up the points for the stat nerds, and for all the things that we aren't seeing as well. You know, I'm just going to give him that. Let him just have that. He needs that, all right? He needs that.
You give him what you want, mate. That's fine.
So he starts for me. Then, as we said, we got Aubameyang. We got to force both of them in the team right now because we're paying one of them so much and the other's so in form. Then Saka is debatably the best player at the club right now, and Smith Rowe is the difference, the reason that we aren't playing the negative football. Ultimately, in terms of actually, it's not just Willian. Pepe is playing for his place in this side. Because right now we have got a teenager who is keeping the club's record signing, the club's most expensive player of all time, on the bench. He's making him irrelevant.
It's ridiculous that we're 2 years down the line, or nearly 2 years down the line, and we're looking at this signing and going, is he ever going to come good? Like, is he ever going to be the player that I say that we saw at Lille, but the thing is, when you watch him back at Lille, he was playing in such... I feel like I've repeated myself on this point, but he was playing in such a different kind of system. He was playing in a counter-attacking way. He had a lot more space and time. And we talked about kind of the Bundesliga earlier on and the players that are coming across from Germany if it's not working. But if you look at attacking players in Liga that have moved to the Premier League, some of them, and I'm sure the chat box will be able to come up with plenty that prove me wrong, but I'm thinking back, and attacking players have never been able to kind of emulate that same level of form over the recent years. With Arsenal, Pepe, Lacazette has never been able to get the same amount of goals that he got as... Yeah, it's fine, David Luiz is there mopping up. But speaking of Newcastle, we're playing, they used to sign quite a few attacking players from France. You think of Florian Thauvin, you think of Remy Cabella, and these guys never were able to kind of be the players they were in France because you get so much more space. And I think Pepe definitely kind of symbolises that.
There are exceptions to the rule. They have, of course. Oh wow, Pepe really. I was about to say he's been,
timing.
I was about to say he's been really good. He's been really good. He is trying to make things happen. You can see he's out of breath, so it looks like he's either incredibly unfit or he's working really hard, one or the other. Cedric Suarez, it looks like he's taking a little bit of a knock, but it is 0-0, and as of yet, Arsenal have created the better of the opportunities. Some half-decent football from Newcastle, I've got to say. Mason Mitchell, you're a huge fraud. I appreciate you. Who is this? We've got so many frauds in the chat. There are plenty of comments coming through. We've got Dimitri Payet, Olivier Giroud, Eden Hazard.
Ben Arthur? What? Oh God! I mean, Alan Saint-Maximin. He's been okay since coming, but he's.
No, hold on a second. Are you saying you don't rate Ben Arthur?
Ben Arthur. What I'm saying that he's a wonderfully gifted footballer with zero output is what I would say. Hazard's a good shout. Eden Hazard is a world-class player, and has done fantastically well. If we scroll back down the chat and gives. Someone said Mane, who came from Austrian league, not from Liga.
Salzburg.
Yeah, Salzburg he came from. I think Salzburg may have got him from France originally, but like the second tier. Riyad Mahrez came in from Le Havre, I think, if I'm right, in the second tier of of French football. And that's one of those. The thing is, when we're talking about these guys, we're not talking about the ones that have come through youth academies and exceptionally young. We're talking about players that have played in Liga for a side for a significant amount of seasons, like Olivier Giroud, who is a decent option to bring up, has been consistent in the Premier League of his style. But if you look at the kind of more technical players that have come from Liga, and I'm talking about the players that have been there for a number of years, they're the ones that are struggling more. Cabela, as I mentioned, we talked about Florin Tovan, really difficult one to say, as Pepe just brings the ball down the right-hand side. And he's just one of those players that needs that more space. Cedric with the ball into the box, but is poor.
I mean, Willian controlling it nicely, though. He's found Kieran Tierney and Reece Nelson. We're looking kind of lively on the edge of the box right now. El Neni has found Nicola Pepe, who slips it on to Willock, whose first touch was really too strong, and it's gone out for a goal kick. Joe Willock, Reece Nelson, Eddie Nketiah. These are names that don't roll off the tongue for everybody in terms of how long they probably have left at the club. Possibly some make-weights. They've been trusted, though, this season, and even though obviously I think Willock's technically got some stuff to work on, they can be assets physically. Nketiah especially is very lively, always able to press whenever he comes on and whatnot. It's quite clear to see, though, if you've been watching Arsenal for enough time, that the bar is the floor now, really, in terms of the quality. Yeah, in terms of the quality of, what we can expect of these guys. And I don't want to be harsh. They're hailing products, and it is nice to blood the youth. But honestly, how many successful players from our youth academy have we produced over the last 10 or so years?
I mean, you look at Alex Iwobi, we got a lot of money from Everton for him. We give the ball away in the middle of the park.
Joe Linton has actually stolen it from, I think it's Willock. Nicola Pepe doing some good work to get back. He's found Andy Carroll, and Carroll's shot blocked by David Luiz.
Offside.
He is definitely going to be offside there. What is he doing? Why? Almiron standing about 5 metres offside and shooting 5 metres wide as well. 20 minutes gone. It is Arsenal 0, Newcastle 0. Joe Linton really doing very well there to steal the ball on the halfway line. He went on a little run and found Andy Carroll, who was only able to get a shot blocked by David Luiz. Good defending by the Brazilian, who is probably himself going to be back in the mix for the Premier League now as well, isn't he?
No Mustafi in the squad either today. That's something. I mean,
there's been a lot of talk about players going.
A lot of talk, and that's very much been kind of the focus of Arsenal this January window in the first half is getting players. We've seen Kolasinac go on loan, Saliba's now gone on loan as well. There's rumours that we could obviously see Balogun leave at the end of the season, but we are working to move as many players out as feasibly possible at the moment.
Kolasinac playing today, I believe, for Schalke.
Did Schalke win?
A Schalke win, sensational scenes. It's very rare.
They did. Or let me just check. I don't want to get that wrong.
No, they did, I believe. They've got a hat trick for the young American.
Yeah, 4-0. Wow. Matthew Hopper with the hat trick, and Amin Harit, who is a very highly rated young player. So, and Kolasinac was captain as well. He came back and was made captain straight away. And they said that they showed intensity, and that's a big win for them because they hadn't won in so many games. In fact, it was their first win of the season. So that tells you the impact that Kolasinac has had already.
That is unbelievable. They have broken a record, I believe, for the amount of... it's equaled the record. Record equaling 31 winless games. That is unbelievable. 31 games without a win. Kolasinac is a product of Schalke's academy, and he is there on loan until the end of the season to help them fight relegation after nearly 30 consecutive years in the top flight. So he goes from a relegation fight to a relegation fight. He loves a fight, though, doesn't he, Kolasinac?
Oh, yeah. But that's what we're talking about. Like, he came from Schalke, and he was in the Bundesliga team of the season when we signed him. And he pretty much played more as kind of an attacking player, and we really need to bring in a player that was going to be able to defend. Like, we knew what we were getting in that player, and it goes to show again, it's about how Arsenal recruit, how Arsenal scout, how Arsenal find players, and there need to be players that are going to fit what the coach ultimately wants to do, and we've ultimately not done that for so many years.
Yeah. DJ, I can see you are very busy. I don't know what's happening there, mate, but good luck. I hear you. Nanny, I hear you. Much love to your mother. I hope you're enjoying the stream. Oliver Cummins Hilton. No, have I said that right? Oliver Cummins Hilton. There we go. Says, choosing between listening to you guys and Danny Murphy will be the easiest decision of the year. Beautiful. Cathal Sherlock says, Hugh, it's my birthday. Can you call me a fraud? Mr. Sherlock, you're a massive, massive fraud. Happy birthday, my fraudulent friend. We are 23 minutes into this one. It is Newcastle 0, Arsenal 0, or Arsenal 0, Newcastle 0. Nicola Pepe's our topic of discussion right now. He's looking very hungry and lively to get involved. I want to know your thoughts in the comment section below. How do you feel that he's actually done when he has been involved this season? I know that there's been the odd mishap. I'm not really talking about that, but what you have seen of him. Are you encouraged that there is a player in there who has a future at Arsenal? Do you think that Arsenal will look to, you know, I guess double down on their investment, or does he really have his work cut out for him? Because I think there are going to be wholesale changes at the club. It does look like we are about to see the back of Mesut Ozil, who has been heavily linked to Fenerbahce in Turkey. Have you got any thoughts about the £42.5 million man leaving the club after all these years? Oh, look at that smile. Incredible.
It's, as Aubameyang's clear down the right-hand side.
Aubameyang is on the right, and he's had a shot which is saved very well by Dubravka. It's fallen to Willian, who is in the box.
Shot on target. No.
Willian slices his shot over, and when I say over, I mean it was like a rugby conversion, and it really was good.
So that's doing it. A lot of generosity. Is there VAR in this game? Because I know we didn't have it in the League Cup. I assume that we do have it in this game. Is it two Premier League sides?
Aubameyang's shot is with the outside of the boot. It's curled and into the keeper. It's a good save by Dubravka, but I'm not going to lie, Aubameyang not even looking at the goal, just blasting it towards the goal and just kind of hoping it went in. Well watched by the keeper and saved. Willian's shot absolutely dreadful. I mean, dear, I don't know whether it's because it's Willian. If he was another player, would we be judging him differently, or is he actually really, really this bad?
He's come from Chelsea. He's on a lot of money. We know that what he's offered at Chelsea in previous seasons. He has had a decent output of goals and assists for them and chance creation. He's been in one of the top, I think the top 10 last season of chance creators in the league. So he has come to Arsenal and dropped off of a cliff. That is the plain brass tacks of what has happened as Andy Carroll goes up and elbows Willock right in the straight of the head, which has been given a yellow card for. But Willian, you can't not have the little inkling in your mind that him being on the final contract that he's going to getting the amount of money that he's at, being very comfortable, that this kind of drop in form is linked. It has to be, surely.
Okay. Lacazette is going into his last, how long is it?
Year after this season.
Last year after this season. So do we really think that it would be best to reinvest the money and move on from Lacazette soon, or when, or are we going to run this contract down until the very end? And you're looking like you want to run the contract down.
I wouldn't sign him to a new deal. I think you have to look at some of the things that we've done. We're talking about Willian there. We're talking about Mesut Ozil. We've talked about Aubameyang. We've given players contracts for ultimately things that they've done, not necessarily the things that they're going to do. And that's the problem that Arsenal have always had, is that we're rewarding players with contracts instead of giving them contracts for the future. Aubameyang, I love him to bits and I love what he's done, but we did give him a contract based upon what he'd done for the club rather than what he's going to do between the ages of 31 and 33. You know that output's going to be less than what he's given us so far. So it can't be based upon the things he's done. Otherwise, you wouldn't have given him more money. With Lacazette, he's going to be turning 30 in that final year of his deal. And can he offer us more if we give him a contract? Is he going to want a pay rise? I mean, it's probably, as Marie gets very lucky not to kick the ball out of play.
I mean, what was that? These players, they just forget how to pass the ball. They forget how to kick the ball. Like, not even just pass, just they don't. All bodily functions. Just lovely stuff, though, as Murray does work well with Willian to find Kieran Tierney, who's taken his man on for pace and beaten him well. He's got the cross beautifully in. And Reece Nelson struggling to get the shot away. Unbelievable work from Kieran Tierney. Bravo, good sir. Bravo. Love to see that. I love to see that. Beautiful, beautiful scenes.
Again, though, with that chance with Nelson, I'm going to go back to this point again. It's played of a chance into the box. He should be hitting this first time. He goes to take it a touch. It's just that composure in the 4 minutes. He's not confident enough to take that ball on first time. And it's those moments that make you think, yeah.
Sorry, you're not there. It is those moments that make you think that it may not be set in stone for Reece Nelson at Arsenal. However, it's set in stone for Kieran Tierney, and he looks like the captain in waiting. 16 Premier League starts this season, it's telling me here, and every one of them, well, not every one of them, but quite a few of them have been impressive.
Kieran Tierney, though, like, we go back to talking about him. I just had a friend of mine who writes for Celtic Star text me saying how good is Tierney. So it tells you everything you need to know.
He is sensational. His work ethic, the intensity, the fact that he really seems to want to win, and I guess that is part of the mentality that he has picked up at Celtic or with Scotland. Here we go. We have got Newcastle in the final third. On the left-hand side, it really is Joel Linton trying to go past Nicola Pepe. I mean, I can't believe I'm seeing this. Oh, it's just laughable football, this. We have got this kind of 6 foot out. Oh, he's given a goal kick.
He's given a goal kick, yeah.
Oh, that's...
Pepe's done quite well there.
Oh, it's fraudulent.
He's given a goal kick.
Look. Oh, I can't say anything. Oh, God. Oh dear, it's awful scenes. That was an awful decision. That is what I'm saying.
That was dreadful. That was a clear corner.
Nicola Pepe doing the Lord's work and receiving the blessings. Oh, that's a bit of invention there from Newcastle, playing the ball between the lines. Some nice cover from Pablo Mari, and Arsenal can hopefully break through Willian, who's tried to go past one too many. It has been thrown down to the ground by Kraft. The right back. No yellow card there, but Arsenal were on the break. A little bit dangerous, Newcastle, going forward. They look a little bit threatening. What a showdown of overpaid fraudulence. Julian Potter says Joel Linton versus Pepe is the ultimate overpaid showdown.
That was £135 million worth, well, not 115 odd million pounds worth of talent vying it out for a corner, rather pathetically, to be honest. So it's both of us and Newcastle have spent pretty horrifically over the years, and it is kind of the showdown between the two clubs of poor recruitment.
Indeed. Tom Snack says, imagine losing Balogun for a player that couldn't even get minutes in the Championship. And Willian must have something on Edu and Arteta. Darkus Pang saying KT is the type of player we need running through the spine of Arsenal. And Pablo, the massive fraudulent general, saying, hit the like button, you massive freeloading frauds. Mr. Ohio says, Pepe isn't good enough, and that's a fact. Wasted money. Hayley Bailey is out. She's got to work. I hear you. I appreciate it. Whatever you do, do it well. Reginald Mack, you're a massive fraud. Much love for getting involved. And Noah Wheeler. I don't know what you mean. I really don't know what you mean. That is a beautiful pass there from Willock. Please tell me you saw that.
I didn't. No, I'm scrolling through the chat box. I'm looking at the full gang. I'm reading the full gang. That's what I'm doing.
Mate, Willock with a Granit Xhaka-esque 40-yard pass out wide. It's a 1 in 10, but it happened. It did happen. I was there. Where were you when Joe Willock played it between the lines? El Neni finding Willock in midfield again. Willock decides to go back to El Neni. El Neni is looking to go back to Willock but can't, so he goes to Pepe. And then out wide to Cedric Suarez. Can Arsenal create something here? They are in Newcastle's final third with a 1-2 between Nicola Pepe and Aubameyang. And Nicola Pepe has broken into the box. He's tried to scoop turn past his man. And it is former Arsenal man Isaac Hayden who has clipped the ball away from him. And it is an Arsenal corner. Nice little bit of work there.
It is really good play from Pepe and from Aubameyang. You just think it might not work out, but it does. With that final ball at the end, though, that's where he should take the shot instead of the scoop turn. Is try and smash that left foot into the top right-hand corner there instead of taking that final touch. Pepe kind of has always been that player that takes one touch too many as the ball goes into the box.
And it is, wow, Andy Carroll doing some, some crazy defending. He's looking around for help. He didn't get any help there. He's doing an overhead clearance after heading the ball clear himself.
Unbelievable.
The only man interested. Willian is going to take another corner, this time swinging it in from the right-hand side to the far post, and that is one of the worst corners you'll ever see in your life.
I'm just sedate from one of your members, Zach Till. Tom with a Granit Xhaka-esque lapse in concentration by looking at the
I love that. Love that. Cedric Suarez picking the ball up deep. Yellow boots. He dinks a 40-yarder all the way over to Tierney, who brings it under control nicely. Tierney has got Joe Willock in support. Willock finds Nelson, who is going back out wide to Tierney. Arsenal trying to prize a hole in Newcastle's armour right now. Newcastle do have about 8 men behind the ball. That's a dink ball over the top towards Willian. It's too long, and it is going to be a goal kick.
This game has got a very much a first half against Brighton feel about it at the moment. And obviously we had a lot of the youngsters on during that game, which they came to life in the second half. But there's little bright bits of sparks going around here, and we're seeing some interplay from Pepe and Aubameyang, and maybe Willian's getting in behind. But it's pretty bitty right now.
It is pretty bitty, but look, we've got some massive frauds on the pitch. I'm sorry to say this, but at some stage in their Arsenal careers, Leno, Suarez, David Luiz, El Neni, Willock, Pepe, Willian, Nelson, and Aubameyang have all been on fraud watch, like every single one of them. There is not one player there who has been like, oh yeah,
you're glad to see Leno playing though, surely. Like you wouldn't want to see Ruddison, surely.
Oh wow. Okay, please tell me that you've got some news on a goalkeeper, because
a little bit. Not encouraging news.
We've got rid of Matt Macy. He's gone to Hibs. Does that mean that what's his name, Okonkwo, is going to step up?
Yeah, Okonkwo, the 19-year-old youth goalkeeper, along with Carl Hine, both of those in the youth team, as we've got Nelson running and getting fouled. No, they've won the ball, supposedly, on the left-hand side. But yeah, Okonkwo is one of the youth players. It's very highly rated. We've sold Matt Macy to Hibs in Scotland. Arsenal want David Raya. That is the player that Arsenal want, but they're not going to get him in January. So the feeling is that we're going to wait until the summer to move for him from Brentford, Spanish goalkeeper. So
he's a good passer of the ball. Did you see him against Tottenham?
Yes, he is a good passer. He's an excellent passer. That's Martinelli there with his leg in a cryo bag from the looks of things, which doesn't look too great.
What do those bags do, mate? Do they help you regenerate faster or just keep you warm?
I'm not sure if it's a cryo bag or if it's doing the opposite and keeping the area warm. But usually you want to keep it cold. You're thinking about rest, ice, and all that. So I'm assuming it's trying to keep it as cold as possible to stop the swelling from going up as much as possible. So that's not a great sign, but it's they're doing the precautions it takes. We'll obviously hear from Arteta after the game to get more information on that.
He looked like he had a little energy bar there, so hopefully that will get his spirits up. Oh, bloody. Look, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me after the last time. We don't have Partey in the squad today. However, we aren't against playing players before they're really ready to come back. That much is for sure. El Neni and Willock doing some square passing between each other. They look a little bit lost when they're together, but they're doing well enough to control things.
Willock giving the ball away.
Willock with a 40-yard pass that doesn't make... He's not going to do another Xhaka-esque pass all day. I hope you realise that. You missed the one good one.
Oh, well.
You missed it. you had to be there, right?
Tierney with the ball into the box.
That is a beautiful thing. Cross in and, wow, headed almost on target by the Newcastle defender. And I hate to say it, but Dummett didn't look like he had that one totally under control. However, he has cleared the ball, cleared the danger, and it is an Arsenal corner. 38th minute, Kieran Tierney doing the Lord's work on the left-hand side with those crosses. Third corner this for Arsenal. It is, yet again, going to be taken by Willian. I wonder if he'll beat the first man.
It's our catchphrase now on these shows. He can beat the first man, but
he can't. No, he can't. Unbelievable.
That was over the first man. We'll give him that. He couldn't beat the second man.
No, if the second man is a Newcastle man as well as the first, then it doesn't count.
Okay. Cedric.
Picking the pieces up, and it is out wide to Willian again, who's becoming a little bit of a. I don't know. I wouldn't say cult hero. He's like a folklore
cult enemy.
Yeah, folklore villain. It's not good to hate your own. It really isn't. But it's just I'm questioning the decisions here. I'll tell you what, if there under any circumstances is a second half like we have seen so far from Willian, and he starts in the Premier League against Crystal Palace, we know for certain that there is something else going on here. Whether it be a contractual situation, obligations the club have got to stick to, or he's got something on Arteta and Edu. I mean, it's just, he can't, surely. Anyway.
You thought, I remember you saying on a previous show, you feel like it's a contractual thing.
I think it must be. I just think Kia is a really shrewd agent, and these guys are unscrupulous. They will put in the smallest little things that actually benefit players massively. That could include such things as emergency time off to do marketing campaigns. Basically, if it revolves around money and it's going to stop them getting money, then I think some players have allowances. Or
no, that was my Salt Bay impression. Did you not?
Oh,
did you not get that?
Oh God, Nicola Pepe. On the right-hand side, he's got Cedric Suarez in support. He's tried to get a cross in, and Arsenal are going to win another corner, which Willian is walking out. He's strolling out to take. No rush whatsoever. Nicola Pepe, he's not really got the confidence right now to take his man on, I don't think. He is in need of a goal, in need of a lift, and in need of some game time as well. I guess it was with Saka on fire, he definitely needs to make something special happen because people's attention, their eyes have been turned, and I don't think there's any way that Arteta can possibly leave Saka out right now. Here is Pepe. Pepe is actually taking the corner. Oh wow, they've had enough of Willian's corners. Pepe is going to take this one. He's going to swing it in with the left. Oh no, he isn't.
Oh wait, he's passed it to Willian. He's got it back to Pepe.
What a joke! Wow. Oh no, back out to Willian. This is the worst corner ever. Go on, Willian.
Ooh.
Oh, he swung it in and it's headed away by Andy Carroll. I mean, look.
You were so hopeful. He was like, Pepe's taking the corner.
And he just lays it off to Willian. Oh, wow. Okay, another corner for Arsenal. This will be their 5th of the game. It is Pepe short to Willian. Willian goes inside to Willock. I mean, there's no point in having a corner if you're going to do this. No point whatsoever. You're running to the halfway line. He's going to the halfway line. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I mean, no.
Oh, has he done that?
Okay, good work from Willock. He's actually intercepted there and reclaimed possession. It's given Aubameyang the chance to lay off to Pepe, whose first touch was abysmal. And we lose the ball again. And Willian is then penalised. Wow. I mean, I've got to be honest, mate. That was a 1 out of 10. As far as set pieces go, that cannot be something that they've worked on the training ground.
think you're generous with the one, to be honest. It's just horrific. Like they've tried it twice in a row and it's not worked either time. And then Willian's getting just frustrated and kicking out Alma on now. But we have this set piece coach. I mean, who is this guy? Like,
he's a massive fraud. He's a massive fraud.
He's a fraud.
It is a long free kick from, oh wow. I mean, it's this very fraudulent football we're watching right now, lads. I'm not going to lie. You are looking at two teams who can barely get their first touch right. The passing, Pablo Murray's passing today has been a little bit suspect.
Very suspect, very suspect. And we've got Gabriel coming back. Obviously, he was back from his COVID isolation. They kind of rested him. As there's a poor header from Willock there. I repeat, that's a poor header from Willock there.
Willock's every touch is being scrutinised.
I'm sorry. I don't want to come across with an agenda. I swear.
Look, I mean, if you throw emotion out of the window, if you just simply using logic, and to be ruthless and to be successful, I think you have to. There is no way that some of these guys are good enough to start consistently for this football club if we're going to achieve what I think fans expect of the club. Maybe they can play a bit role, but no more.
It's like, I often look at some of the times when we make our marquee signings like Aubameyang. And Aubameyang moved from Arsenal playing with like Marco Reus and players like that. And he's moved to Arsenal and now he's playing with Joe Willock behind him. And you're just thinking, yeah, I can start to see why he gets frustrated in games. But we do. Do you think we hang on to some of these youngsters too? I mean, the Balogun and Ketia situation is a bit of evidence of that. And you've got the likes of Aziz coming through. Do you think we're going to hang on to the likes of Willock for too long, which will block the path of those youngsters?
I reckon it's all to do with this Husfami. I actually reckon this guy's actually messed
He's
up.
Gone.
I know, but I think he's left such a trail of destruction in his path that we are.
I blame Raul more, to be honest. I'm very much more Raul.
I mean, I think Hus had as much to do with Raul's dealings as anyone.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole thing is just stinks, or has been stinky for a long time. And we're overdue a flushing, mate. So I'm actually really excited about the next 2-3. Not this window. I've got to be honest. I don't think Arsenal are going to get anything worth more than. I mean, you'd be lucky to get anything worth £5 million. We've basically taken a £120 million loan out, furlough scheme type of deal from the government. And I know that a lot of people will be excited at the fact that we've got money, but please do educate the masses. It is really to pay the staff and so that we don't go under, as opposed to being able to use it for transfers, right?
Yeah, the bottom line, if any of the listeners are wondering what that £120 million was, it's nothing to do with transfer. So don't suddenly expect Arsenal to be going in for an hour because of that £120 million. It's purely because of the COVID situation. Spurs took out a £175 million loan themselves last year to deal with it as well. And we're doing that. We've also refinanced the stadium under the KSE. So it's all to do with that. It's nothing to do with transfers. So, but I think what you should, when you said you're not excited about January, I think you should be excited about the outgoings. Like the kind of the things that are changing, that we're moving some players out, we're getting things done. Ozil could be going, which whatever you think of Ozil, he's not going to play, so it's best we move him on, and actually getting him out is a really good move from the club.
So there are reports that that's being announced in Turkey right now. How much do you believe this stuff? Because we've seen it before, haven't we? And they've been really kind of confident of securing his signature for quite some time now. Is that something that you think will end up materializing this window or in the summer?
That's the big question. It will happen. I think it will end up going to Fenerbahce. It's all down to whether it's going to be this window or the summer. So what we've heard is it's a loan, and then he'll be joining on a free transfer, and we're paying quite a considerable part of his wages if he does go on loan. But there's so many conflicting and different stories surrounding this, and obviously it's such a huge story that's very easy to kind of invent information. So it's very kind of hard to sift through the soup of information to try and find out what's actually true. If I was a betting man, which I'm not really, I would certainly be leaning more towards him going this window, though.
There's been some news about Matteo Guendouzi as well. It does look like from what I was reading earlier, that he's not going to be called
No,
back.
not really. Half time, by the way.
It is half time now. It is Arsenal 0, Newcastle 0. It's been a
Dreadful.
It's been a shocking game, hasn't it? Really, it's been a almost. I mean, the performance has been as second rate as Aubameyang's hairdo, which he has put minimal effort into today. I mean, there are times when it is easy to get your hair done. I would imagine in lockdown it's quite challenging, and as a result, we're looking at the end of the road for Aubameyang's hairline right now. But
could be Rob Holding.
It could be
Rob
worse.
Holding.
Oh, it could be Rob Holding. Oh, that was so harsh.
I can't talk. That's why I'm wearing a hat.
We have got other breaking news for LS for everybody in the chat. Much love to you for joining us. Please do subscribe to the channel if you're new and drop the video a damn like with those freeloading fraudulent thumbs. We have got not only Özil to Fenerbahce, but also Genoa reportedly chasing Socrates. Now, he's another player who isn't really talked about, I guess, because he's not as big a name as Mesut Özil, but he's been in a very similar situation this season.
Socrates is obviously a player that was told by Arteta that he wasn't going to be included this season, and yet he stayed. He's on a very decent wage at Arsenal, as you would expect, and he's now looking like he's going to move on to Genoa, which is the right move. And to obviously see Arsenal moving players on, as we already mentioned, it's a positive thing. I think, as I said earlier, I feel like people should be excited about the way that we're managing this window so far, with the way that we're moving players on. I think that's a change at Arsenal, and that's kind of thing that we need to look for as fans. Is we need to look at the changes that happen at Arsenal, the differences from the mistakes we've made in the past, and moving players on quickly at the start of this window is definitely a change that we should be taking positively. And Socrates is part of that. If we can get those wages off the wage bill, and Özil as well, and you're looking at Kolasinac 100 grand wages going off there as well, it's a lot of money that suddenly Arsenal are saving every single week.
I've got a tweet from a doctor here, Dr. Rajpal Brar, DPT. He's a doctor of physical therapy, sports scientist, data analyst and strategy. He says that Martinelli turned the ankle inwards, an inversion ankle sprain that looks relatively mild, so shouldn't be that big of a deal. He's got a follow-up tweet as well, which says he's walking off likely indicates no fracture and lesser severity. All ankle sprains are painful, though, so that doesn't really tell us a lot. Initial signs are promising, though. Martinelli picking up an injury in the warm-up. Of course, Reiss Nelson coming into the side to replace the Brazilian. And how do you think he did then, Reiss?
Reiss Nelson... It's just,
Wow,
again, it goes back to those three players.
It was actually that laughable.
It's not. I just get so frustrated with these three, about not necessarily these three players. I feel like I'm getting it too personal now, but it's just a frustration of Arsenal hanging on to players for too long that they're investing in, that they need to move on from. And we've seen two opportunities in that first half from Nelson. The chance where he should have taken it first time, and there was a chance right at the beginning of the half as well, which he missed as well. And those moments are defining for these young players. You don't get many chances as a young footballer, and ultimately your career can go by the wayside if you don't take them. And that's what I get the feeling of with Nelson and these chances that he's getting.
You've got contacts who watch all the Bundesliga. You will probably have seen some of his time at Hoffenheim.
Yeah.
I think early on scored a couple of tap-ins and everyone got really excited, didn't they?
He scored a screamer as well in his first few weeks.
What happened there? Because the progress that Jadon Sancho made is something that I think a lot of people were initially expecting Nelson to kind of replicate. They were, I guess, close friends and considered of quite a similar-ish standard at one stage. What's happened there?
So he went to Hoffenheim. Julian Nagelsmann was the manager at the time, who's now obviously manager of RB Leipzig. And he, as you say at the start, he was quite bright. And there was a lot of people might remember in the chat, the buzzing on social media about some of the goals he was scoring, and people couldn't wait to see him come back. He'd just signed a new contract before he left. And then he kind of disappeared. He wasn't included in the squad for a lot of the games that he was out there for. And what transpired was, and we should say this is still partly allegedly, and then because this stuff never gets fully confirmed, but there was some kind of attitude issues and professionality issues that Nagelsmann wasn't too happy about, and he wasn't too happy with his application, and that's why he ultimately got ousted from the squad at Hoffenheim for much of the season. And he came back to Arsenal, and again I feel like he's looked at his Arsenal career as a little bit of a redemption in these last couple of years since coming back, that he wants to press, wants to make a career for himself at Arsenal. And he could have gone on loan at the start of this season, and he turned that option down to go on loan, and then got very frustrated by not being included in certain squads when ultimately he was never going to get into certain squads. I think it was away at Manchester United. No, it was away at Liverpool that he wasn't included in the squads, and he got very frustrated with that. And he's just a player that is ultimately going to eventually move on. It's just when we do it and how much we ultimately get for him, I think.
Talk to me about Aubameyang. He is causing a bit of a scene with the body language recently. I know a few people have noted that he doesn't quite look the same player. Is that down to the position that he's playing? Is it something that we can put down to the decline in age, or is he settling for the fact that he's just secured the new contract? Are we going to actually see even a return to form, or is this the plateau / downfall?
Aubameyang is a player that... I'm trying to think of the best way to word this. Aubameyang is a player which, when things are going great, he is great. When Arsenal are terrible, he is not the guy that is going to drag you out of that situation. He had an interview a few weeks back, and he talked about how when things are going badly, he went basically inside himself. He very introverted, keeps to himself, wasn't doing any post-match press conferences or interviews or anything like that. He's not the type that will drag a team forwards. And whilst he is world class when he's good, there is no doubt about that at all. He is still, for me, one of those players that Arsenal have had for a long, long time, in that when things are going badly, he's not a character that will stand up and drag the team to wins. Now, I'm not saying that didn't happen in the FA Cup run last year when he scored, but Arsenal were playing quite well then. It wasn't a case where Arsenal were terrible and Aubameyang was getting out of the bad situations. We were creating chances and he was taking the chances that we were making. But when this season we went through those run of 10 games, the goals that he scored a penalty against Man United. But besides that, and that was of course a penalty in itself, he was never, for me, going to be someone that would drag us out. And we've had to, as we said at the start of the show, rely on those young players like Martinelli and Smith Rowe to do that job for us.
We have indeed. Now, I've got some questions coming in from the Fraud Gang in the chat, so I'm just going to put a few of them to you, and some comments as well. Much love to everyone who is getting involved. If you are new to the stream, please do smash the hell out of the like button, share the stream. If you want to follow on Twitter, you know exactly what to do. We're about to head over there in a minute or two. Peter Helmore says it's the entire club. Zach Teal saying Cedric aiming for the rugby posts. Noel Wheeler says Doozy is coming back. I'm not sure how much truth there is to that, bro. Evan McGee says, imagine how much better the Brazilian national team would have done in the World Cup without Willian. Mr. Ohio says, I have a bad feeling the Ozil thing will fall through. Always trust your gut. Again, we have got Zaki Chandia saying WOC football is in full effect. Saka and Lacazette are vital. Random Man, you're the newest member of the Fraud Gang Members Club and you are massively appreciated, you big fraud. Abhishek Contractor says, we might be getting rid of Ozil, but we're going to be in the exact same situation with Aubameyang and Willian. They've peaked and they won't get any better. Aaron Alvarado says, Hugh, you absolute fraud. Always love the Periscope link in the description of the vids, but much love from Toronto, Canada. I didn't even realise it was in there, mate. I mean, follow me on there as well. I'm on there sometimes. Patriot says, Willian is hitting prime Iwobi form, and it is... That's a little bit harsh, I'd say, because...
I think that's harsh, yeah.
Iwobi is one of the most versatile players in Everton's squad. He's taken to his new role, his deeper new role, sort of widey, deeper on the... It's just a constant source of amazement how he is managed to fraud his way into that situation, but he is actually matured into a player who makes good decisions. He knows his strengths, and he can be useful. He's a squad player. I think he can be useful. Anyway.
Yeah.
I've tried. I thought I did.
You
well.
did try.
Alex, mate, you owe me. Definitely owe me a drink for that, right? Yes. Who have we got in the chat? Here we go. Sideways Bonobo says Tom Canton is a legend. And
cheers, mate.
Indigo Guna says William is a fraud. MC says celebrate 1 year sober with this former fraud. Congratulations, MC. That is an outstanding effort. Guna SG says people need to stick some respect on Aubameyang's name. Look at where Arsenal would be without his goals since he came to the club. Aubameyang is in different class when in form. Okay.
Well, we've declined since we bought him. So.
Oh, entertain us. Tell us the facts. Do you think Arsenal have actually gone backwards since we signed Aubameyang?
Now, what I'm not saying that Aubameyang is the reason that Arsenal have gone backwards. That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is that Aubameyang has not improved Arsenal. His goals have been utterly brilliant, and we've relied upon them because no one else has scored. But is there a possibility that no one else has scored because a lot of what we've done has gone through him specifically? Lacazette was scoring more goals before Aubameyang arrived, and even when we put Aubameyang on the left, he started out scoring Lacazette because Lacazette's roles gradually has changed the longer he's been here, and he's become more of kind of the hold-up play and the link-up play that Olivier Giroud ironically used to do. But we've ultimately gone backwards, and the money that we've spent, and we've spent £178 million on Lacazette, Aubameyang, and Pepe, when really over the course of the last 4 years, that money should have been spent on a quality defender and a quality centre midfielder, and then we should have focused on bringing in more talent up top. I know that we needed more goals, and we've always thought we needed that kind of number one striker, but Olivier Giroud, whilst he's certainly not. Let me finish the point. Let me finish the point.
Oh God! I start thinking about 2015. I start thinking about Monaco, and I start thinking about all the good things that he's done since he left the club. It's like he used us as a kindergarten and then went off into the real world as a man. We got the fraudulent version.
But the thing is that he was decent for us. Like, I know he went through these patches of like not scoring goals, and I get that. But Lacazette is Lacazette an improvement on Giroud? Like, has he genuinely taken us to another level in a striking department? No, he's not. Aubameyang is certainly an upgrade for sure. But if you think about it, Olivier Giroud worked, in my view, has worked a lot more in terms of he did more for the team than Aubameyang. Aubameyang finishes our chances when we create them. But if we're not creating things, Aubameyang is isolated and effectively useless. So I would much rather Arsenal would use the money that they spent on Aubameyang and Pepe on bringing in a quality midfielder and a quality defender, and then investing maybe in more of our young players that were coming through.
KB is in the chat, and he says £200 million on that front three. You're having a laugh. He is rolling. I would say that, look, we have definitely spent some money in interesting ways over recent years. It seems kind of ironic, especially when we were working under so much kind of financial restrictions for so long, that we've been so frivolous. And it really is almost like when you give a kid their first £20 note or something like that, and they just don't know how to control themselves. They're just in the sweet shop just buying like toilet paper and just random stuff.
Freddo.
Well, just random stuff that they don't need for much more than it's worth, because they're not used to having any money to spend.
No.
Regardless, whatever the situation is, it is currently 0-0. You're joining us for the second half of the FA Cup. It is currently Newcastle who are the only side that are on the pitch. They've come out early. They look hungry. Steve Bruce has probably sent them out because he's got sandwiches to eat or had nothing more to say to them. Random Man is in the chat and he says, this guy just put Pepe in the same sentence as Aubameyang and Lacazette. What a laughable take. Pepe doesn't have the mentals to be a great player. Please respond to Random Man. He's saying, Pepe does not have the mentality to be a great player.
No, and I think that, I mean, it was only included in the same sentence because I'm talking about the players that we've signed in a forward role. I'm not saying that Pepe's on par with those players. It's not what I've said at all. I think that we spent a lot of money on a player that had a one-season wonder at a club that play a very different system to us. We wanted Wilfried Zaha, and interesting comments from him coming out the other day on Jamie Carragher's podcast.
Oh, that was so good. Did you see that? Wow.
Yeah. Him saying that Emery said he wanted him, and I said I'd love to come, but the club went and got Pepe instead. I know why, because Crystal Palace weren't willing to accept kind of a staggered payment that Lille were for Pepe. So that's the reason why we went for Pepe over Zaha. Otherwise, we would have got Zaha if they would have been willing to accept the staggered payments. But it was a mistake at the time.
It was interesting listening to that because the impression that I got as we are now underway, if you want to follow us along, the score and time is down below Tom right there. We are 20 seconds into the second half. It was interesting hearing Wilfried Zaha's comments, especially because it would appear that he had his heart sold on a move to Arsenal, and that, well, he was really kind of arguing as to why Arsenal should have signed him and not Pepe, especially. He actually almost threw Pepe under a bus by saying it's very difficult for players who are playing against teams who they can expect to beat 5-0 to offer you the same level in the Premier League where you are tested on a weekly basis and every team is really up for the challenge. What did you think about that?
Oh, it's his international teammate as well. They're both in the Ivorian national team. So it was interesting to see him speak so frankly about Pepe in that way. I think he's frustrated. Like he's an Arsenal fan. He's admitted that, and he spoke very openly, despite still being an employee of Crystal Palace, about the move. And I think he's frustrated that he wasn't given that chance. I think he's frustrated now that he's 28 and that move to a Champions League or European club may not materialise for the rest of his career. So
Nicola Pepe swinging a free kick in towards Joe Willock and headed away. Willian is going to get this one all the way over to Kieran Tierney, who is, wow. We have, I don't know what's going on here. Maybe this is, have they got New Year's Eve hangover or something? Have we?
Yeah, there's no intensity in the first couple of minutes already. Like we did win the free kick, but it's the youngsters. We just don't have them. The Emile Smith-Rowe's not there. Even Lacazette, obviously is not one of our youngsters, but it just provides you a lot more of that tenacity up top than what we have seen with Aubameyang so far. Again, Aubameyang kind of being a passenger when we're not creating chances for him, and that is a big problem.
It is indeed. Currently Arsenal 0, Newcastle 0, FA Cup. Is this historically something that you've enjoyed? Have you been to any have I seen you at an FA Cup final before?
I've not been to an FA Cup final. I've been to plenty of the games leading up to it, but I haven't been able to grasp a ticket for a Wembley Cup final now.
Any best FA Cup memories or anything like that?
Yeah, I remember being at the 2-0 against Spurs when Rosicky and Santi Cazorla scored.
Oh, wow,
nicked the ball off Danny Rose. Oh. That was a great memory. Just running through and dinking it over. Was it Friedel then that was in goal, I think, against Rosicky? Yeah, that's a great FA Cup memory.
As Willock is penalised for bringing down, who is that? Longstaff? No, it's Hendrick.
Who is that?
It is Hendrick. Yes. Who has been, I mean, he's just done the splits. What? He just conned the referee completely. Willock didn't touch him at all. He's just done the splits. And he's been given a free kick, which is in a very dangerous position, actually, for Newcastle. It looks about 20, 22 yards out. It's taken square. Newcastle going back to the original taker. I don't know who that was. It's headed across, though, by Andy Carroll, and that has gone about a metre wide of the post, really. Bernd Leno watching it go wide. Dangerous, though. He headed it back across, trying to find someone else, I guess. But
that's their biggest threat. Like that's Andy the Carroll one we're going to lose to. Yeah, that's the big threat that they have is him up top. And if they're going to swing a ball into the box, if he gets a good head on it, he has a very good head on the ball. If we lose
to an Andy Howe, we're finished. If we lose oh, God. Arsenal Football Club never cease to amaze me, so it wouldn't be a surprise. I'm expecting a couple of changes in the second half to really liven things up, because we've been a little bit away at the races today. Willian is really doing his best to do something. He's just trying a little bit too hard, Willian, I reckon. Just chill out a little bit, find your place, find some space. You're running around for no reason.
We can make 5 subs today as well, is a big factor, instead of 3. So
That's
you can
huge,
imagine
yeah.
that we'll see changes soon.
Andy Carroll, how old is Andy Carroll now? He must be nearly 40.
35?
Oh.
So, yeah. Old enough to be my dad.
Oh, 32. Wow, he's actually 32.
Oh, wow.
I can't believe he's only 32. That is suspect. I need to see some papers. We are into the 51st minute, though. Here's another one who's definitely going to... I mean, look at the touch on that. How is he worth £40 million? Incredible touch. Almiron, though, has been set free as Newcastle have broken. They're looking for Andy Carroll in the box. And Arsenal are... fucking hell, mate. It's backs to the walls right now. Newcastle in total control of possession. Some nice football being played at the Emirates. They're spraying it around nicely and using a little bit of the physicals. What's really letting Arsenal down is not the fact that they can't win the ball back, but when they do, that no one can control the ball. It is shocking to see the touches that were on display today.
And you see some of the players that we've had that have been playing the ball out and bringing the ball out. Hector Bellerin's been one of those players that's brought the ball out for us. We've seen even Granit Xhaka's passing has been a little bit missing, and I know a lot of Arsenal fans won't want to hear that because they're not biggest fans of him, but we have really kind of struggled without a centre midfielder to play those passes. El Nenny's been very passive. Willock's not been able to bring the ball out of any kind of professionality. Our passing like that from Cedric's been pretty poor. Even Marie's passing has been off. David Luiz has offered nothing in terms of his long passing. We just haven't got any outballs, really. Pepe playing some nice play, though.
Who starts? Oh, that's Nicola Pepe with a shot from about 30 yards. Is that a deflection? Got to be a deflection.
I don't think so.
I mean...
No goal kick.
He's just hooked it that wide. Okay, that's... Oh, dear. It's a work in progress, isn't he? It's just so frustrating. I just want to tweet goals. I just want to tweet GIFs of goals.
Yeah.
Nicola Pepe skills that actually end up with, you know, things happening. Not... I don't want him to get disheartened again, because it's going to be difficult for him right now. Could you imagine what it must be like being, not only being Arsenal's most expensive player, the burden that must be on your shoulders, to know that you are a £72 million man and no one will let you forget it, but then to also not be able to get a game or a run of games, really, and to be replaced by like a child who's...
He's replaced by Willian first.
That's even worse. Replaced by a pensioner and then a child.
Yeah. I mean, he can only be thinking... I remember the last international break we had, and he was straight to the media. One of the first thing I don't think that Ivory Coast even played a game before he went to the media to say that he was frustrated with the lack of minutes that he was getting. He was kind of self-admitting in part of it, saying that he needs to be better and stuff. But he's clearly frustrated with the lack of minutes, but he's not doing anything to convince us that he should be starting over the likes of Bukayo Saka. He's miles off Bukayo Saka at this point.
He is indeed. I wonder what Bukayo Saka is actually worth these days, because I mean, I don't want to tempt fate or anything, but basically I remember seeing this report as Newcastle do have a free kick that is swung towards the far post, and Andy Carroll does very well to control it and gets the shot off. A fantastic effort as well. A lot of power behind that shot. Controlled with the chest. He brought it down onto the half volley, and he has actually smashed it into the path of Bernd Leno. It may have taken a little deflection off David Luiz as well. Bernd Leno had it under control, but Andy Carroll really is the life of this Newcastle side up top right now.
Yeah, that's where they're all going to come from. Big props to Leno, though, in that situation. He has to deal with deflected effort, which is always tricky for a goalkeeper, and it's still a hard effort. And Andy Carroll on his weaker right foot with that shot as well is a bit of a strange one to see that hit so powerfully. But, Emile Smith-Rowe is coming on.
Mate, I guess that's good. I guess that is good. I really wanted to kind of keep the kids fresh for the Prem, but we are struggling, and Willian may well be coming off. However, this is a ball crossed in by Aubameyang, and Aubameyang can't find anyone but a Newcastle head. Joe Willock trying to get himself into trouble, and he has lost the ball there. Andy Carroll and Isaac Hayden. Is that Joe Linton or Isaac Hayden?
That is Joel Linton's on the ball. Yeah, Joel Linton was on the ball there. But Hayden, ex-Arsenal, youth product coming through again, playing in the Premier League.
Hayden or Willock? Who'd you go for?
Who would I have right now?
Right now, you got to choose.
I think
Only one can come through the pearly gates.
I'd have Willock right now because I could sell him for more. So,
Okay, all right, I'll let you off. He's got a lot of energy, but his touch is really letting him down on a regular basis. It's kind of frustrating to watch. And Newcastle have got themselves a free kick on the...
Who's marking and Carroll?
Right-hand side. Tierney is genuinely 2 foot shorter. Wow, he's like a dwarf in comparison. A little person. Andy Carroll is an absolute giant in comparison. And that is what is this defending that we're witnessing here? Newcastle United! Oh, what a chance that was! Andy Carroll has actually just put it wide from about 5 yards out. A snap. This is it's quite stressful watching this team.
Oh God. He was onside.
He's onside. Andy Carroll is onside. He is genuinely 4 yards out. 1-on-1, no defenders in front of him. He takes the first time shot, side foots it with his stronger left foot, and he's put it wide, and Arsenal survive. It is still 0-0. Big scare there, though. Best chance of the game for you?
Easily best chance of the game. Hopefully that chance awakens us a little bit more. Smith Rowe coming on for Reece Nelson, who's had a very poor game in what was probably his last chance, maybe, before a January exit, maybe.
So you're thinking a loan spell for Reece?
I think it makes the most sense to. It depends on Gabriel Martinelli's injury, of course. If Martinelli is injured, they might look to keep him. But if it's not serious, he has to be sent away. That's not like
to be sent away. Ah, dear. Okay, gang. I'm just going to come over and follow a few of these frauds. Much love to everyone who has been supporting the stream. You are massively appreciated. Mr. Sahar, you are a legend. Yes, talk us through. Smith Rowe's just entered the fray.
Yeah, Smith Rowe with a couple little bit of interchanges of play is already looking a little bit more lively than what Nelson was. What we've seen now is Willian's going out onto the left-hand side where Nelson was. Smith Rowe's playing in that number 10 position. So if there was any hopes of anyone saying that Willian might prove people wrong in that number 10, that has been sorely proven wrong. So he is not going to be any good in that number 10 role, and Arsenal should hopefully still look to bring someone in this January. Willian on the ball now on the left-hand side with Tierney backing him up.
Much love to everyone who has shared the tweet, who has shared the stream. You are massively appreciated. We will be back here in 10 or so minutes to follow a couple more frauds. We're in the 58th minute. It's 0-0. Kieran Tierney is jogging back right now. Smith Rowe has been given the opportunity to step into the middle. We've got Willian kind of on the left-hand side now with Aubameyang up top and Pepe on the right. Still El Neni and Willock in the middle, with Pablo Mari, David Luiz, Tierney and Cedric on either side. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Give us your predictions for the end of the game. We are in desperate need of a goal, and it is Newcastle on the break with Andy Carroll making progress. He takes a shot from outside the area, which is blocked by David Luiz, and Arsenal can come away with it through the Brazilian. Nicola Pepe doing well to hold off his man, and he has escaped the pressure. Advantage to Arsenal as well for the foul there.
Oh, wow.
Willian, you are fucking bang average!
Jesus Christ.
Sorry about that. Crossed into the far post by Newcastle, who have, of course, won the ball back because Willian is a massive fraud. Andy Carroll has found Tummet to the far post, and Newcastle really are creating more of the problems right now. It was Dummett's ball. Willian, you genuinely cannot play football. What is wrong with you? Can you not see defenders running towards you?
Dreadful. This is so bad.
Oh, God.
This might be my least favourite game of the season. Like, genuinely,
It's
been that
quite bad. As I was saying before, there are multiple falls.
Aubameyang.
A lovely ball from El Neni into Aubameyang. Aubameyang has tried to dink it over the keeper, but he's so out of form, he sliced it wide. Oh, it was a great chance, that. A lovely ball from from El Neni, was it?
Looks like it, yep. El Neni with the ball through.
Over the top ball from El Neni. Wow. A ball in behind for Arsenal Football Club. Aubameyang suddenly looking dangerous. No one
backing him up.
Not a great finish. No one in support, but it's nice to see Aubameyang making a run in behind.
It is. There's more movement now, and then playing the ball over the top. There's more runners. There's people dragging people, making spaces for Aubameyang to run through, and that is all come from Smith Rowe coming on. Willian needs to be taken off. It's the done thing right now. It needs to happen. Saka needs to be being brought on. I know we wanted to keep some of these youngsters kind of fresh for the game on Thursday, but half an hour if Saka can come on and have an impact in that time. Lacazette, we're looking at a picture of right now, could also make a difference up top.
Alexander Lacazette.
Five subs.
Was that a snood or a Corona thing?
I think it was a snood being used as a Corona thing.
Okay, right. I like it. Multi-use. Joel Linton on the left-hand side, who has turned into the most unconventional winger for Newcastle. I guess they just need another body out wide and in midfield, causing a problem. Emile Smith Rowe doing the Lord's work with Nicola Pepe. Some lovely 1-2s between the two of them, and they are charging down the right-hand side, making fantastic progress. Cutting inside is Pepe now. Pepe could have passed to Aubameyang there. He's found El Neni, who's found Tierney instead. Tierney goes out wide to Willian, which is almost a mistake, and Willian has completely missed the ball. I'm not going to lie, the pass was slightly ahead of him. But because it's Willian, he is obviously going to take the blame. It's such a shame that the crescendo of that whole move, the ultimate end, was Willian failing to get on the end of the last pass. Frustrating stuff, especially seeing that he is still on the pitch. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. I want an F in the chat if you'd like to see the back of Willian. Would you like to see Willian subbed? Type F. Type F as many times as you'd like to substitute him as well. You can substitute multiple times. Spam the F button.
Well, the positives from that move was Smith Rowe looked extremely sprightly in that move with Pepe there. Brought the Ivorian to life a bit. So there is hope. We continue to look
lovely
positively.
Combination stuff between the two of them, wasn't it? Pepe and Emile Smith Rowe coming to life on the right. It is going to be Newcastle with a free kick this time, and it has fallen to Joel Linton, who has Almiron and Longstaff in support. Cross from the right hand side is cleared by Pablo Mari, and Willian completely misses the header. Everything he does wrong I'm going to pick out. Sorry, we've got multiple Fs in the chat. Please do spam the F until Willian is gone. Hopefully we can summon the energy, the universal energy to look. This is it. This is what you do as an Arsenal manager, isn't it? You sit in the burning flames and just pretend everything's okay. This is Willianville. I'm sitting in Willian's house. You know? It's on fire. Everything's fine though. It's all good.
Everything's fine. Oh God. It's I just don't get how he can be this bad. Like, how can he be this bad? Like, and what's more frustrating is how can he be this bad and we're not doing anything about it? That's the more worrying thing.
And it's not bad meaning good. It's just awful. It's just awful. We've got plenty of comments coming through in the chat. Let me get through to a few of them. We have got Pablito, mate. Don't you worry, my son. I see you. We've got Highland Jinx and Willian, the 60-year-old, playing with a Zimmer frame.
Is it Willian on the left?
Willian on the left-hand side. Bloody hell, I thought he was actually going to be on goal there when I looked up. Nicola Pepe swings across into Willow. Oh, Willow! It's an amazing save by Dubravka. What a header from Joe Willock, headed down into the ground. He is very unlucky that hasn't gone in, really. Nicola Pepe with the cross. The cross was good. It's a curled left-footed cross. He's leapt up into the air and headed it down into the ground. It's a calm save, to be honest. It did jump up and show itself the ball. It wasn't the cleanest connection from Willock, but he's eyed it. You can see him rubbing his eye. He's eyed it into the floor. So it is still 0-0. It is an Arsenal corner, though, swung into the far post and headed away by Andy Carroll.
Kieran, just clip that audio and replay as many times as you like.
What was that? What was it?
Just saying that a Willian corner just comes to nothing. As Aubameyang,
we should have that on. Yeah. Oh dear, it's awful. El Neni cleaning up at the back. He's looking like he could be potentially on his way to Besiktas as Nicola Pepe tries to break through onto the long ball. Is that going to be a goal kick?
Free kick.
Oh, it's a free
Apparently
kick.
fouled him.
What? That's a joke. It's the other way around. Okay, 66 minutes gone. Hayden Gibb says, I need to talk about why nobody wants to accept the fact that Aubameyang has lost his pace. How do you feel about that one? Has Aubameyang actually lost his pace, or is the fraud gang? Are the fraud gang in need of new glasses?
Oh! Hold on! Breaking news! Breaking news!
Yes! Willian has been substituted. Let's go! Love to see it.
That's the Arsenal's greatest chance of the match right there.
There he is, Bukayo Saka. Oh, the football's TV on. Saka
and Willock
on.
as well. It's Christmas again.
Oh no. Oh, okay.
It's ruined. It's ruined.
Okay. Calm it down. Everyone calm. And this is good, though. This is good. We've got Bukayo Saka and Granit Xhaka coming on for Willian and Willock.
We just need Laka.
Everybody raise your glasses and join me in toasting to Willian free football. Willian off, TV on. Who's this? Oh dear. What a scenes. Actual scenes. Right now, we have got substitutions appearing left, right and centre, and it looks like Josh Murphy is going to be coming on for Newcastle. Opportunity for him to do... I mean, he can do some bits. I can't lie. He does do the occasional thing.
I think that a question that was put before Gabriel came back was, does Gabriel get in when Marie is playing like this? And I think the answer very much is yes. Gabriel will be coming straight back in from the looks of things.
Calm passing out of the back from... lovely stuff from Nicola. Oh, you had to do that, didn't you? See, that would have been one for the compilation, but now we're going to have to cut that one a bit quicker. Arsenal passing it calmly out of the back, though, with David Luiz going back to the goalkeeper, confident that Leno can deal with the pressure. He's got Xhaka in support. Arsenal are genuinely passing it in the 6-yard box now between themselves, though, and have been forced to make a clearance through Bernd Leno. Almiron's pressure was intense. They've lost the ball. It's Newcastle throw-in. 68th minute, if you want to join your stream, the game with us, you can see the time down here, my son. 67:45. Josh Murphy is now being brought on for Newcastle United in place of Croft. And
so it's an attacking change.
It is indeed. They're going for it. And I think that he can... He's someone we need to watch. He's lively. He's got a finish in him occasionally. The occasional spectacular goal even.
Something that we're going to be on. I mean, Xhaka and El Neni now playing in the middle is more defensive than Willock being there. So we're just trying to build that base. Take the ball back here. Cedric to El Neni playing the ball out to Smith Rowe. What can he do?
Carl NUFC says... Murphy's quality has been our best player this season, and I have seen him do some special things on occasion. Here is Mohamed El Neni in the middle of the park with Granit Xhaka in support with that beautiful left foot going out to Tierney. Arsenal starting to move the ball better already, you've got to say, and Granit Xhaka doing... ref, no way. That was... Granit Xhaka has conceded a free kick. Almiron going down very easily to win it. Nice bit of Meh. Yeah, I guess it's a foul. I mean, he kind of fell over in front of him, but what can you do? Xhaka does that himself quite a lot. 20 minutes left in this one, normal time, 0-0. You're not a fan of that?
I mean, it's just sort of one of those audio clips you need again. Willian missing a corner and Xhaka fouling. It's just one of those. It's like...
And we've got Dubravka with the goal kick. And surely now we are going to see Newcastle starting to tire, space starting to open up. They've also got as much of a problem in the Premier League as Arsenal have, really, in terms of just about being out of the danger zone. Newcastle spreading it out wide right now to Murphy, who's got the cross in. It is headed away by David Luiz, and Nicola Pepe has picked the ball up because it's a foul on David Luiz. 20 minutes left in this one. Do you think we've got extra time coming up?
I mean, at the moment we do. You're just hoping that the subs are going to have the impact that they need to. We've still got some. We can still make 2 more subs coming off the bench because we can have 5 in the FA Cup as opposed to the Premier League's 3. So you got the likes of Nketiah, Lacazette that can still come on as the ball gets played over the top, but too far for Smith.
Half an hour more of this. Incredible. I mean,
we are blessed.
It's not been sumptuous stuff, but I tell you what, last 5 minutes, both sides have looked like they're ready to up the pace. Murphy is a sign of intention, as are Xhaka and Saka, and we're definitely positive changes for Arsenal. We've now got Smith Rowe playing the number 10, Saka on the left-hand side with Xhaka and El Neni in the middle. 51% possession.
So you imagine the next change will probably be Pepe for Lacazette, and then it will return to the 3 of Lacazette, Aubameyang, and Smith Rowe with Saka there as well. I imagine that'll be the next change as Pepe gets the chance to go.
Beautiful chance for Pepe to break free. He's curled the shot just wide of the outside post, and that is a good effort, but not on target. And he did have other options there, so that will frustrate other players around him. Pepe, nice first touch, takes it away from his man. He's got more time and space to go closer into goal, but he's seen what he wants to do. He's trying to curl it into that far post, and it is actually quite well wide.
It's just a poor... It's a player out of confidence of taking that shot. He can go closer. It's similar to the Nelson chance earlier on, where there's just 2 players completely out of form, out of match fitness and match sharpness, and they're not making the right decisions at the right times, and he could be looking for a player there. We're looking now at Marie. Is it Marie? I think. No, it was... who is that playing on that left-hand side? That's Xhaka playing at left-back.
Centre-back, left-back, yeah. He does have this knack now in this system, I think, of covering for a centre-back. He can either drop in between the 2, but he tends to drop to that kind of left wing-back position, or left-back position even, whilst Tierney and Saka both bomb on.
It's just an interesting kind of thing that he does, where he does drop in. But when you're playing with the back 4, to put Xhaka in and to drop in, it doesn't make too much sense. When you're playing with the back 3, it makes a lot more sense because your wing back pushes up, and also if Tierney's playing on that left centre back slot, it makes sense for Xhaka to drop in. But when you're playing with the back 4, it's a little bit more passive, and it doesn't make too much sense for him to be doing it now.
It is an odd one. We've got David Luiz on the ball right now, and he is going through the quarterback of the side. Mr. Granit is back. He lost a few more friends after his red card. Lovely ball there from Tierney. Who was that? That was Murray into Aubameyang. Saka has now used Pepe, who's gone out wide to Cedric. We're into the final third. Smith Rowe into the box. Smith Rowe having to turn, but Arsenal still do have possession with El Neni. El Neni will look for Smith Rowe again.
Unlucky.
Nice intentions from Smith Rowe, though. Trying to turn it around the side for Bukayo Saka. Positive from Arsenal right now. Xhaka going out wide to Cedric Suarez, who comes inside for El Neni. Xhaka is in an advanced position. Nice little 1-2 with Aubameyang. And Aubameyang gets into the box while Tierney makes his move on his man and gets the cross in. Aubameyang with the header. And it loops into the hands of Dubravka. Although, positive signs again from Arsenal. We're looking all right now.
Yeah, I think that actually what we can see is the introduction of Xhaka there is having a positive impact on Tierney's game. With Willock on that side, he weren't able to play the left-footed pass out to the left-hand flank. And what we're now seeing is Xhaka is able to release Tierney a lot more down that left-hand side and give their right back a lot more to think about. So it is a positive change, despite it being Willock for Xhaka. It does enable us to be a little bit more attacking down the left.
Yeah, look, there's no, all banter aside, there's no denying. Xhaka's left foot is like no real other in the Premier League. I'm sorry.
Oh, that is a claim.
Who's got a left foot like?
Oh, Aubameyang nearly with the chance there. Who's got a better left peg than?
Who's got a better left peg than Xhaka in the Premier League? I'm not talking about running ability,
of course.
or physical ailments, walking speed, decision making. All of that is kind of out of the window. That is a questionable effort from Aubameyang. He is taking it completely on the volley, 40 yards out. It's looping about 10 meters over. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, a better left footer in the. I mean, I'm going to defer to the chat box and see if anyone is coming up with. I saw a word of Giroud come up for a second, which is quite funny. Andy Carroll's being mentioned a lot, but I'm hoping that these aren't in relation to your comment about who's a better left footer. I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are. It could be. Yeah, it could be. Ziyech is a shout from Nathan Harding there. Riederwald. This is game. Mo Salah is a good shout, obviously. Bernardo Silva, James Rodriguez. We're being put to shame now, Hugh. No,
they're all massively fraudulent, right? If you want accuracy, you're looking at Granit Xhaka. Oh,
Saka!
Oh, what a player! I don't want to hear it. Oh, I don't want to hear it. Left foot.
Left foot. Mate. There you go. That's your answer.
We've got about 8 left-footed players in the team. It's great. Saka, Tierney, and Xhaka all combining again. Bukayo Saka is sensational right now, and he is really feeling confident, and you can see it in the strike, blasting it high and over. But it did look for a second like it was going into that top corner. Exciting young talent doing his thing.
Some of these comedy answers are great.
Which comment? Who else have you got?
We've got Owen Goldberg says Laporte's got a better left foot than Xhaka. Mohamed Sherez says Juan Mata's got a better left foot than Shaqiri's got a better left foot. Says Reece Green. He does have a good left foot. In fairness to him,
I mean, to be fair, these guys have all got good feet, good lefts, good left legs.
Some good examples coming from the chat box there. I mean, I've kind of looked at this game and thought our right-hand side has been very, very weak this game. Not just because Willian was playing out there for part of it, but Cedric.
But mostly because Willian was playing out there.
Mostly. But Cedric's not offered anything really on that right. Bellerin has been missed, if I dare say.
So on the right then, we've had Suarez, Pepe. Hold on, sorry. DJ is in the chat, said any left footer is better than Xhaka. Wow.
Oh.
But you rate Joe Willock, so
is that DJ?
Get back in your box, bro. You know what I mean? No, I'm only playing.
Ronison has a better left foot than Xhaka, says Kems.
Does he? Does he though? Does he actually have a left foot?
What does he have a foot? I don't know at this stage. He doesn't have hands. Yeah, we've learned that.
He's got no arms, right? Oh dear. We have got 13 minutes left in this one. If you are just joining us, please do subscribe to the channel if you're new and drop the video a damn like if you breathe oxygen. If you're excited as well about the podcast tonight, new series coming tonight, midnight UK time. Stay tuned. Turn your bell notifications on unless you're a massive bellend. Smash the hell out of the like button unless you're a freeloading fraud. Exercise those thumbs, my sons. 12 minutes left. Smith Rowe is quite similar to De Bruyne in many a way. Is this a mirage? Is it gas? Are people getting very excited for no reason? Because we have genuinely seen this play. We've seen him play at the top level for a matter of, 250 minutes. It's not really enough of a sample size to make a judgment, is it?
It's not. You can't categorically say this guy's going to be the next De Bruyne based upon these.
But he is, isn't he? He is,
but he is going to be, so it's fine.
Here's Granit Xhaka playing the ball out to Kieran Tierney. It's left peg to left peg. He can't actually do anything with his right leg. Have you noticed that?
No.
We
I mean,
signed-
if we had a list of players that had a better right foot than Granit Xhaka, that would be quite interesting.
No, I'm sorry. You're people, not you, but people are disrespecting his left peg. His left peg is sensational at times, mate. He is, mate. Look at the goal he scored against Chelsea. Oh, stop it! I don't want to hear any slander for Granit. Bukayo Saka was trying to swing a ball in from the left-hand side. He's nearly found the Bamyang. It's chaos. It's absolute chaos. The football quality, I'm not going to lie, is dreadful.
Yeah. The bittiest game you've ever seen.
Right now, Arsenal have a throw-in from the right-hand side. It looks like Cedric Suarez has got the ball in his hand. He's right on the edge of the D. Is that Yedlin?
Is that Yedlin's hair? Wow.
Yedlin's grown the hair out. All right, my son. I see it. It looks like a bit of a mess, though, bro. If you need some help, just let me know. I've got the special conditioners with no sulfate. All right. Sort you out nicely. Smooth up your things, yeah? He's looking, he's looking like he needs a visit to the barber as much as I do. Joe Linton and Almiron are coming off right now. It is DeAndre Yedlin and also Anderson. Who's this Anderson, Don? Do we know who this is?
No, he looks like a youngster, to be fair, coming through the Newcastle youth ranks. They've had a few decent players come through their youth ranks over the last few years or so. So I'm not sure where he plays, and they're going to need a little bit of a Google search to find out.
Elliot Anderson, it says he's 18 and Scottish. We don't know much more. If you find out, please do tell us. Indigo Guna says it's a Sideshow Bob masterclass. The twins say Willian has a better left peg. Mr. Ohio says Yedlin needs to go to Columbus. Why?
Maybe he's a Columbus Crew fan.
Oh yes,
maybe.
of course. That actually didn't. For some reason, that didn't click in my head. I'm just wondering why. Why? Perhaps he likes playing the Premier League, or at least trying to. Anyway, Toby Rama says, "Why last year hughwizzy playing for Newcastle?" Oh, I see what you did there, Toby. Funny. He's a funny guy. I can see what you're doing, but you know, I've actually met DeAndre Yedlin.
Tierney with the cross from Bamyang.
Oh, you got to hit the target from there. What a cross! Rate that cross out of 10. 14.
We're gonna give it
14.
Oh, we're going 14.
14. Yeah. Whipped cream, strawberries, pace, beautiful curl. It was bang onto that massive forehead, that 5, 6, 7 head. Yeah, and still he couldn't get anything more on it than to. What was that? Oh, it's awful header. Oh, genuinely awful. What a cross, though. Tom Snack says Emery said that Smith Rowe is the most exciting talent at the club. It looks like plenty of people believe that Kieran Tierney has a better left foot than Granit Xhaka. Yeah, as I was saying, I have met DeAndre Yedlin, and he is actually causing problems right now, pressing high up the pitch, and Arsenal have lost the ball. Andy Carroll is outside the box and he's taking a pop shot, which is blocked. I thought that was going in. I genuinely thought that was going in.
Yedlin looks like he's come on and playing a kind of right wing kind of position rather than his right back natural habitat. So, but we're so passive trying to get out to the ball, not very committed in terms of our defending, and we're looking like we're going to press for a goal, and we're a little bit more lively, but it's opening up some spaces at the back, and Newcastle could nick a corner, and you know who's going to be dangerous at these. Ghost
Degrades says, hughwizzy, you have a better left foot than Xhaka. That's an absolute limit. DJ says, Tierney, captaincy street team needed. It is, though. Newcastle United, you have a corner from the right-hand side. It is going to be swung into the near post, and it is headed wide, I think, by Hendrick. Hendrick with an opportunity there, which I don't think he was quite ready for.
Only Arsenal could come up against a side that would put a corner in lower, and it's still not hit our first man. That's where we're at with our corner situations.
Matt Ritchie swinging that one in as low as humanly possible. Pablo Murray being put under immense pressure from Andy Carroll, who is pressing so well, and he came really close to taking the ball off of El Neni on the penalty spot right there. I am talking inches. centimetres away.
Nice.
8 minutes left.
Done.
Newcastle are going to fancy that they can get something from this now, aren't they?
Oh, 100%. A guy up top who can take a chance. Well, he's missed a few clear cuts today, but you can take the odd opportunity. Smith Rowe on the ball, trying to make something happen.
They are playing it through him right now, but a loose touch there from Smith Rowe has left Tierney needing to win the ball back from Yedlin, and he's done very well to win himself not only the ball, but also a bit of time and a free kick. Absolute top quality from Kieran Tierney there. DeAndre Yedlin, I mean, it's not really happened for him since he's made the move to Newcastle. He is quick. That is not enough, though. In this situation, Kieran Tierney
slapped him in the face.
He has actually clipped him round the ear there. Tierney passes the ball square into Nicola Pepe, who picks the ball up from Smith Rowe. He's found Aubameyang, and Aubameyang is dispossessed right on the edge of the box. It was a decent opportunity there for Arsenal, who have cleaned up at the back, even though they look a little bit like they want to give me a heart attack every time they concede possession. Granit Xhaka passing the ball out wide, sliced left-footed pass into Cedric Suarez, but Nicola Pepe can't control it. He is he's capable of coming alive at any possible moment, but for now he is dormant.
It's just so, the final pass, the interchange is just lacking from some of these players today. The confidence is not up. None of the league form is there. And we're just looking for a ball over the top, it seems now we're reverting to, instead of going for little interchanges, which is a shame because we've brought on Smith Rowe, we've brought on Saka, and we're not playing these guys in now, which is worrying. That's a foul from Kieran Tierney.
Josh Murphy dribbling inside, outside, and losing Tierney, forcing the foul. Tierney is actually complaining about the ball over the top. I just saw him gesticulate and shake his head when going like that. He doesn't like it. He definitely wanted some of that. He'd made a decent run, and he's not going to be happy about having to bomb up and down at the left-hand side if he's not getting involved. It is a Newcastle free kick on the halfway line. Andy Carroll is giving his man the nod. You know what that means, don't you, son? It's dinked. Is it? It is. It is dinked in towards Andy Carroll at the far post, who has freed himself of Cedric Suarez somehow and got himself a cross in, which is blocked, and Newcastle have won themselves a corner. The Twins say give Tierney the captaincy as soon as possible. He's the Scottish Roy Keane. And Ethan Bopp says no penalties, please. Andre Carvalho saying Aubameyang is so overrated. And sorry, Jacob, not Josh. Yes, massively fraudulent. They're twins. Look, mate, let me off, right? Let me off. It is swung in from the left-hand side. That is, no way is that a penalty. No way. That's got to be a foul.
Free kick for us. Yeah.
Andy Carroll leaning in on his man and complaining that he can't... What? Complaining that he can't... Steve Bruce looks like he's... What's he doing there? Steve Bruce is really giving the orders out right now. He is screaming from the touchline.
He doesn't know what he's doing. Let's be real. Have you read his book? Have you seen his book? He's got a crime thriller book, Steve Bruce.
Oh, yes. I have heard about this.
I haven't read it, but apparently he's got like a crime book.
He's like made himself into a detective.
Yeah. Detective Bruce.
I'm kind of tempted to give it a go. I'm totally tempted.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've got a couple of minutes left in normal time here. It looks like we're going to be heading on to half an hour worth of extra time and potentially even penalties. The game will be decided today. Smith Rowe has forced it out wide to Tierney. Aubameyang is going to try one last attack, but his pace is not enough to get there ahead of Jacob Murphy. And Newcastle, I think that was actually Isaac Hayden, you smart ass. Anyway.
I'm not saying anything.
It is, however, Aubameyang who's got Tierney in support but decides not to use him. Granit Xhaka will, though. We go out left to Tierney, who's got Xhaka in support again. Arsenal trying to make something happen in these last couple of minutes. El Neni looking alive in the middle of the park. Square to Granit Xhaka. Xhaka out wide to Tierney. Tierney hasn't even thought about trying to go past DeAndre Yedlin. He probably done his homework on the American's pace. However, on the other side, it's Nicola Pepe. We're playing walk football right now, if I could really describe it to you, unless we can get it into Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe's first touch has really been letting him down, though, since he's come on. He is trying to make things happen, but it just isn't falling for him quite yet. Pablo Murray and David Luiz, do you think they've been good today?
Pablo Murray has had an off game in terms of his distribution. Defensively, he's looked okay. His distribution's been off. David Luiz is, again, very similar. Defensively, has been okay, but his passing is not inspired. And that's what you kind of look for from the modern footballers at the moment, as Murray does play a nice pass out to the right-hand side. The
commentator's curse at work again as Bukayo Saka ducks past his man and tries to weave inside another. He has been dispossessed, and Arsenal will... Oh, well, we're going to foul. Yeah, it's going to be... We're going to extra time, lads. We are going to extra time. Carl NUFC says, Eddie Howe, if Bruce leaves, please. Mr. Rama says, how long before we can say Aubameyang is done out here?
Yeah, I mean, we've got 2 more subs for extra time, which is... to be fair, do you remember the rule where when it went to extra time, you used to get an extra sub? Do you remember that? Like when it was 3 subs. So does that mean it goes to 6 subs? Like, do you get 6 now?
Someone confirm in the chat. I don't know at all. Sell Aubameyang in January. He's lost all since the pay rise. Ozil 2.0, says Robert Carlson. Tinfoil Arsenal says, just give Willian a duffel bag to never come back to the club. I'm not sure that's how it works, and he's probably at some stage quite soon going to dig in his heels, especially if he is disrespected, as I think he is. That's a foul, isn't it? Ref, what's going on here? Thank you.
Oh, Clark goes down now to get back in.
Yeah, okay. Leave it out. What's he doing? Get the yellow out. There you go. Yellow card. It is a yellow card. Newcastle's Clark, the number 2, being given... the booking ref, that's a yellow card for kicking the ball away, isn't it? Kieran Clark, mate. Full back, son. Who's that?
I don't know.
It's so difficult to tell who they are, who it is. Oh, it's Isaac Hayden who's been booked.
There you go. It should be like in FIFA where they have like their names above their heads, like hologram.
It is Nicola Pepe to swing the cross in with the
Luiz!
left foot into David Luiz, whose header is claimed by Dubravka. It was straight into his path, but it was on target, and that gave us a little bit of life for a second. This is, however, Jacob Murphy on the break, and he has crossed it brilliantly into the middle. It's fallen to Carroll. What a save from Leno! Oh, yes!
Come on!
Bernd Leno with the most sensational double save to deny Andy Carroll from a one-on-one opportunity. Arsenal are fucking fraudulent at times. Wow. Jacob Murphy. What's Smith Rowe done there? He looks like he may well be getting booked here. Is it a booking or maybe more?
I don't know what has he been sent off?
I didn't actually see what's happened there, but I think he might well have been sent off. He's holding his head in his hands right now. Smith Rowe has taken out Longstaff. Longstaff is strewn across the floor, and
that will mean he misses the next 3 Premier League games if that is a straight red.
Oh my fucking God. Smith Rowe he looks like he is waiting. It looks like they're waiting for VAR. And yeah, it's VAR. Oh, that's not a red.
That's not a red card.
That is serious.
It's falling over trying to get
foul play. Are they having a laugh?
It's not a red card. Are you mad?
You're just trying to get the ball back. Oh my God! What the fucking? That is the most. Listen, if that is more than yellow, this is fixed.
It's not a red. He's checking the monitor. Well, did he give him? If he gave him a red in the first place and he's checking the monitor, that might mean he's overturning it. But it's a bit. No, I'm sorry.
That's not a red. There's no way. I don't think that's even a yellow. He's just fallen over screaming. That's what it is. He's not trying to... No, that's a standard foul, max.
It's not a red card. If they are giving this as a red, it's an absolute farce.
He's looking at the VAR monitor right now, and he has watched this like 8 times. That is it. Us. No, listen. This is a big moment for you. I'm about to cancel you. Oh,
Yeah,
you're cancelled. Oh, God, you're not. You're uncancelled.
He's
You're
overturned.
uncancelled.
He's overturned.
You're uncancelled.
Jesus
I
Christ.
lost it for a second there. Sorry, lads.
And that there is why VAR is
He
so
pulled the red
necessary,
card
because-
out and I lost it. He's pulled the red card out to cancel it. It is being downgraded to a yellow card, I believe.
It wasn't even a yellow. Like,
It's not a
he's just
yellow.
downgraded it
It's not a yellow.
to save his blushes there.
Yeah.
That weren't even a yellow. That was ridiculous.
At best, that is just a normal foul.
Ticking off, yeah.
Anyhow, it is a free kick, which will be taken by Jacob Murphy. Jacob Murphy to swing this one into the far post, and he tried to go around the front. Aubameyang doing his best, diving in to clear, and it is a corner. Newcastle really do fancy this right now. 95th minute, Andy Carroll and the rest of them all in Arsenal's box. The big number 7 lining up, waiting for this corner to be swung in by... who is it? Is it Matt Ritchie?
Looks like it. Ball goes into the box.
Left-footed cross into the far post, in towards Andy Carroll, who is, he is a real problem in the box, an absolute unit, who is making it very difficult to live with him. Right now, Yedlin chasing back to clean up, and that is going to be full-time. Arsenal 0, Newcastle 0. We have witnessed one of the most dire, uninspiring games in quite a moment, I guess, but we have got half an hour more of it, so hopefully they buck up their ideas and give us a goal or two. Emil Smith-Rowe with a yellow card. The red overturned. That was a big moment for Arsenal. Going down to 10 men could have really ruined tonight.
Really, really could have done. Really, a little bit lucky getting off there with just. I say just a yellow, just because it was a case of you've seen those given. Like, even though we know, I know, you know, and the viewers know that wasn't a red, you've seen silly decisions made by these officials in England. So it wasn't a surprise to see him given a red in the straight first place. I'll be back in 2 seconds, Hugh.
You do your thing, man. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, my fraudulent friends. Who is your man of the match so far? We are going to currently go over a couple of the replays and then I'll come to your comments. Andy Carroll, a massive chance for Newcastle. It was smashed across the face of the box by Longstaff and it fell to Andy Carroll on his left foot, 5 yards out, I reckon, at most, and he's put it wide. Another fantastic opportunity very late on for Carroll. 2 huge saves from Bernd Leno, 3 saves from Bernd Leno, really. Crossed in by, I believe that is Murphy again. It falls to Carroll on his left. He smashes it at Leno. And then there are 2 more huge swipes at the goalkeeper, who was very brave going down to get the ball. He collects it well. And Arsenal live on to fight another day. Big substitutions here, says Ethan Bopp. Who do you take off? We've got 2 substitutions left, I believe. Newcastle have 1 left. Chico Nation saying, you're the man of the match. No, you're the man of the match, you massive fraud. You right there, mate?
Yeah.
How you doing?
Why is there a half an hour more?
Because it's 0-0.
Okay.
Well, it's a cup game, so
Oh, right, it's a cup game. Right.
so we got extra time, 30 minutes, well, 15 minutes each half.
Oh, no, the food's in the...
And what? Have you ordered food?
Yeah.
Okay. You've ordered food, dinner is on the way. Well, it's not going to be, is it my dinner?
Yeah.
But what are you talking about?
Well, I thought that I realised it's half an hour. Sorry.
Oh dear. Oh no. We've messed up there.
It's okay. It'll be alright.
Okay, it'll be alright on the night.
You'll be able to... Like, okay.
I don't mind. I'll heat it up. Yeah, it's going to be great. Regardless, half an hour of swashbuckling football and goals. That's what we're after. Perhaps Alexandra Lack. Hold on. What was that?
Well, it's just been boring, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean. Yes, but you know. It's
I'm looking for some more action.
It's break time. We've got goal mouth action here. We're looking at replays of one of the best chances of the game with Kieran Tierney's cross to Aubameyang. Aubameyang, though, only able to head into the path of the defender. Bear, can you do me a massive favour?
Yeah.
Can you get me a drink, please, Bear?
Sure.
I'm parched. Talking non-stop for 2 hours, it just makes your throat dry, do you know what I mean? Steve Bruce! Oh, he's back. Tom's back in the building. Hello. All good?
Oh, back for more fun.
Spruced up, ready for more second half action.
Yeah, sausage roll
Second half.
in the bin and
Second
loving
half.
it. In the
It's like
bin,
third
in the belly.
half,
That's what I meant to say.
Oh, more sausage roll action. Oh, sensational.
It's homemade, mate. Homemade, of course.
Oh, leave that there. Thank you very much. You just leave that there. Thank you very much. Trying to take the leftovers. Do you know what I mean? Incredible. Massive fraudulence. Luke Beckles says, Mrs. Wizzy wants action, mate. I know she does, but there's 22 guys who are failing her today. Perhaps. But what? I don't know. What?
What are you doing?
I don't know
What
what
is
you're
he
talking about.
doing? Saka. That's a
Bukayo
foul. Come on,
Saka
man.
is being dragged back in the middle of the park by former Arsenal man Isaac Hayden, who wears the number 14 at Newcastle United. No coincidence there. Arsenal, it's a scrappy start to this third. Well, it's the
More of the
first extra time.
More of this time.
It is, isn't it? You can tell already. We have got Andy Carroll causing a nuisance of himself. I don't know where he's getting this energy from. The 32-year-old is making it really difficult for anyone to kind of play those perfect passes that we like to out of the back right now. He is the most energetic out of all of that. And to be fair to Newcastle, they have made life pretty difficult for Mikel Arteta's men. There is El Neni trying to play a ball over the top to Aubameyang. It doesn't quite get through, and as a result, Newcastle can come forward themselves. In from the left-hand side, I can't see. Can I say this much, right? The Arsenal numbers, they are very visible. Red, white on red works. Whoever has designed Newcastle's kit does not understand how colours work.
Red on black and white.
Terrible. You genuinely can't see the number. It's awful. That is
what a save that was.
Brilliant save from Bernd Leno. And the second one was even better, to be fair, because he's down on the floor and all Carroll has to do is smash it into the goal from like 6 yards out. Open goal as well. Brilliant second save from Leno to poke it away from him.
He's an underrated keeper. Like the debate about him and Martinez will ravage on, I'm sure, and I know that a lot of us would have liked to have seen Martinez given a lot more faith, maybe, but that doesn't mean there's any chance to. As David Luiz gives the ball away.
Oh wow! David Luiz played a 40-yard pass across the face of goal there. Luckily, Arsenal have got away with it, but really and truly, David Luiz doing his best to really give Newcastle fantastic opportunities while they got a man over. Here is Smith Rowe, though. He's gone on a 40-yard darting run. He's given it to Tierney, and it's been deflected wide. Smith Rowe and Tierney on the break. Nice effort from the youngster.
Where the camera angle makes it look like it's going somewhere else. It takes a deflection.
That is going to go out for a throw-in to Arsenal, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Decent effort, though, from Tierney and, again, Smith Rowe. Tierney's been amazing, though, hasn't he?
Yeah, Tierney's just, again, led this team forwards. Granit Xhaka coming on has certainly helped him as well, as everyone on the pitch is just pointing. They're saying where there's no movement, Marie and David Luiz pointing and looking for space.
I hate that. Pointers. Stop pointing, right? And run. Move. Run into space. Look at the space that Tierney has created for himself. Look at this Scottish boy. He's going to curl this cross in from the left-hand side. It's going to dip in towards Nicola Pepe. It is headed away. And Xhaka! Oh! Look at that left foot. Look at that left foot. What did I tell you? Oh, look at that left foot. Oh, Granit Xhaka has just come in racing towards this ball, which is dropping out of the heavens, and he has smashed it. And that is, my friends, the best effort on target that we have seen from an Arsenal player today. That was a 30-yard, a 25-yard first-time volley. That's exactly what Aubameyang was trying to do in the first half. Granit Xhaka was just showing him how to cleanly strike a football.
Best left foot in the Premier League. You've heard it here first.
Chris Adamson, you are the newest member of the Frog Gang Members Club, and you are massively appreciated. I see you. I see you. He says, if Wilson is playing, that is 2-0. Can you deny that? What do you reckon? Wilson, a big miss today for Newcastle. Is he not on the bench?
No, he's not even
No,
on the
he's not
bench.
even on the bench. Ooh, big miss. He's their top scorer in the Premier League, of course. And Chris Adamson reckons that he would have scored both of those Andy Carroll chances. Ethan Bopp says the keeper's on point today. DJ has suddenly worked out that Granit Xhaka's got the left foot of dreams. Antichrist TV says nice shot. And T.E. White says, whoa. You love to see it.
Go on. Oh, El Neni.
El Neni trying to recreate the Xhaka masterpiece that we just saw a minute ago. And no, just no. He's El Neni'd it, yes. It is. What's this? Is Hugh trying to seduce this dude with a fiery, fraudulent fireplace?
What?
I need some what?
You need some chocolate iron.
No, what are you talking about? We're not trying to seduce men. What are you on about?
Well, just the papers.
No. Justin, mate, we're looking to seduce the game. Yeah, we're seducing the ball. Caress the ball. Yeah, treat her like a woman. Keep her safe. Show her the free world. Show her the adventures that you can take her on. Yeah, up and down the left, up and down all night long. Yeah. Oh wow. Okay. Okay, look, we've got Newcastle United going down the left-hand side, and Cedric Suarez working in unison with Nicola Pepe, who is, to be fair to him, working very hard to press his man there and forcing it out wide. They're going through Yedlin. They're sort of playing a walk football of their own right now. Newcastle, however, have gone over the top. Nice ball in towards Jacob Murphy, who's got his cross in. Andy Carroll he's just a bully, isn't he? He's actually physically bodied David Luiz, who has risen well to... Well, I mean, he's really cleared that very well with his head. And Granit Xhaka has been fouled, and we can regroup. Zach Teal saying, we're not trying to seduce... Well, mate, sorry. I shouldn't have read that. Zach, you're a massive fraud. Ah, dear. It's Curse says both managers have got substitutions right, in his opinion. Jacob Murphy has certainly added something to the game, and Andy Carroll, who isn't a substitute, is still causing problems to David Luiz, who went down like a sack of potatoes under the challenge of... Is he Geordie, Andy Carroll?
Yeah, you came through their youth academy, yeah.
He is one of their own. Over the top from David Luiz into Nicola Pepe. Beautiful bit of control with the left foot. He has found Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who's tried to go around his man, and he's been brought down. He's been brought down, ref. Is he? No. No, he's fallen over. He's fallen over. He's fallen over. He tried it. I appreciate you trying it. He tried it, didn't he? He tried to force his way in.
Hold on, there's a kick out there.
VAR?
Watch this foot. There. That's a pen.
That's a pen. Pen. Ref. Oh, he needs that. Ref. Oh,
that's a
it's disrespectful. They didn't even look at VAR. Why isn't he going up to the ref to say, no, mate, you need to look at the VAR now? Why aren't we looking at VAR fucking R? Nonsense. That's nonsense. Absolute nonsense. That was actually a foul. Replays will confirm the cross from the left-hand side from Nicola Pepe. So from Saka is cleared, basically. Aubameyang is now on the left wing and taking throw-ons.
Why is that not been reviewed? I don't understand. Why
nonsense. The game is nonsense. It's not consistent at all. They decide when they want to do it. That was definitely worthy of a shout. It didn't look on first sight like he had actually been fouled. I've got to admit, I thought he went down very easily. When I saw the replay, he is clipped 100%. What are you doing there, mate? Pablo Mari's passing has been a 3.2 out of 10 today.
That was Leno, though, to be fair.
Oh, was it? Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, the two of them at the back are not doing themselves any favours. In terms, oh mate, look at this, El Neni. Oh no.
Oh my God.
Marie,
Pablo
yes,
has-
well done.
Oh,
Well
He's
done.
stepped in very nicely there. Well done, my son. Huh?
Here comes Mo.
Pablo
Come on, Mo.
actually probably starts, doesn't he? Prem. It's gonna
Marie
be- yes.
over Gabrielle. Oh, I don't know about. Oh!
Oh, lots of ums and ahs right now because Bukayo Saka broke into the box and smashed the ball straight into the hands of Dubravka, but it looked like he was trying to play it to Aubameyang, who was available square. Decent
Have a look at
chance
this again.
that for
This is the
Arsenal.
penalty shout.
Oh,
That's a penalty. That's a penalty. Like, it's just an obvious pen. How is that not? He nutmegs him and then he kicks out and then clips him.
that's a pen.
That's
That is a pen. That is a pen, yeah. He clipped him. Kieran B says, why wasn't that a pen? Richard Nye says, United get the pen there. Peter Helmore says, because the ref is sick of
Saka.
treating them like naughty little boys. Saka in the box, squared and cleared by DeAndre Yedlin and I think Almiron, of all people. We are into the 11th minute of the first 15 of extra time. It is Arsenal 0, Newcastle United 0. Bukayo Saka on the left-hand side has swung a ball in towards the far post, and it's too far away from Aubameyang. They're trying, though. They're trying to make things happen. You get the feeling that Aubameyang likes Saka. He understands that Saka is trying to get the ball in to him on a regular basis.
A lot more than I think he likes Joe Willock, maybe. He does not enjoy playing in front of Willock from seemingly at all. And
I mean, who would? It's questionable. No, it's so difficult, isn't it, really? But if we've got to be honest, yes, that's the truth. The truth hurts. The truth hurts. These are cold, hard-hitting home truths, and I'm sure we'll see progress with either his football or something happening in the near future. Granit Xhaka on the ball with Saka. Lovely first-time pass out to Tierney. The three left-footed Dons combining to good effect there. El Neni going out walk style to Cedric Suarez, who thinks about beating his man and then thinks better of it. Goes back to El Neni, and David Luiz goes back to Pablo Mari. Yes. Oh, the long ball over the top. Pepe! Peps! Oh, wow. Big opportunity there. Nicola Pepe.
Massive
Who's played that ball over the top? El Neni?
Marie's played
Pablo
that ball.
Marie. Oh, we're going to take some words back. My son.
Yeah, fair play to the kids. Good ball over the top for Pepe.
Top
Takes
passing.
it down well with his
World
chest,
class.
and then just can't quite get the shot. It looked a little handball-ish. I don't know. It looked a little bit like he caught it.
Yeah.
Let's have a look here. He does in fact catch it. That would have been handball.
Nah, that's a pectoral. It's a pectoral catch. We've got Matt Ritchie down on the ground at the moment. 13 minutes gone in this first half of extra time. Atchut Dixit says they could have got the penalty if they pressed the referee and went on to take the corner.
Shouldn't need that though, should it? It shouldn't need.
It shouldn't need that, but I really do believe in that. I think that's why teams like Liverpool and United over the years have been so successful, because they hound them down whenever possible, and the fans as well putting pressure on them makes them crumble at the big moments.
Yeah.
Or give you kind of decisions that you might not otherwise get. I really do believe in that. DJ says, has Pablo Mari got a better left foot than Granit Xhaka? DJ. Rusty
Never
Rocket
ending.
Man says, the Willian and Willock Wobble Show. And Tyler Wright says, it didn't even touch him. Arsenal living very dangerously, trying to pass it out the back with El Neni determined to lose the ball in his own box. He has, however, passed it to Cedric, who's decided that he'll lose it out wide instead. Throw in to Newcastle, high up the pitch. Steve Bruce, very much in the game. 15 minutes left. He'll be very happy about how this has gone, surely.
He definitely will. Newcastle have always had this chance to win it as long as they keep the score at 0-0. Carroll can get a shot in. They've looked lively. If they can get balls into the box and we keep messing ourselves around at the back, then maybe we give them that opportunity themselves.
David Luiz plays the ball square into... Who is that? Granit Xhaka. Granit Xhaka
Yep.
going over to his favoured left foot. He is looking for Kieran Tierney, but it is currently a pass that's blocked off. That is a foul, and that, my friends, is Granit Xhaka territory.
It's quite far out.
It's too far out.
I
It's
think-
also over to the left too much, I think, as well. But listen, he's done it before. He'll do it again, and this could be the moment.
It's going to be David Luiz's range. You know, it's going to be him.
Yes, indeed, it could be. Nah, who's going?
Saka
it's
looks
Saka.
like he's going towards it.
Okay, we like a bit of Saka's balls then. Tierney. Whoa, what was that? No, why? No. Definitely not. I mean, really? Ah, dear. Awful scenes, awful. Bukayo Saka is going to swing this one in. We love Bukayo Saka's deliveries. Yeah. We don't actually. We don't. That was Willie
It
and
was offside. Oh no, it was half time. Jesus. This is heading
Half time.
towards Peds.
It is half time, lads. I hope you're enjoying the stream. Much love to everyone who has joined us. You're massively appreciated because we know this 0-0 board draw hasn't been the greatest game. However, we're close to definitely getting some action. 15 minutes for one of these two sides to pull their finger out and give us a goal, or we get penalties, in which case it will be drama, and more drama. Chaos and a lack of order. Who have we got up next in the comments? Much love to everyone who has got involved today. You are hugely appreciated. Jay Purdy is in the chat, and he's doing what he does best. Sweet FA, yeah? Sitting with his feet up, yeah? Stinking the yard out, yeah? You haven't even had a shower, have you? You've got in from work, right? And your poor missus has got to sit next to you while you fester. Yeah, I appreciate you doing the Lord's work. Yeah, we love you, mate. But get in the shower. Yeah, get that Rona off you. That Rona stank. Yeah, and then come with some constructive comments. You fraud. Yeah. Okay. Ghost degrades. Who? Lacazette. Let's go, baby. The informed player, the Premier League's most informed player. Right. He is.
We talked about this earlier. This might be too late. This might be a substitution a little bit too late.
Well, it's
but
a
fingers
substitution
crossed it
that
isn't.
you-
We said earlier with Pepe coming off. This is now our front three, seemingly, of Aubameyang and with Lacazette and Saka as the front three of Emile Smith Rowe playing the balls in behind. So Aubameyang's Andy Carroll's going off. That's a good thing.
That is a fantastic thing because it means. Oh no!
Okay.
Oh, he's quite dangerous with these cheeky little goals, though, isn't he? Late on, a little bit of pace, little poacher goals. Pepe off, Laka on. Everybody seems happy that. What is it? Hold on a second. I just got to deal with this. Lewis Brown, Hugh, you are not getting over the fact that you love Saka's balls going in. Wow.
Oh God.
I mean, really? Like,
That was my fault. Sorry.
yeah, that was your fault.
Sorry.
Massively fraudulent.
Apologies, that was my fault.
Massively fraudulent. Oh God. Okay.
Sorry, everyone.
Right. Listen. You see, you've completely thrown. Here we got Lacazette, the Premier League's most informed player, playing it into Smith Rowe. Kieran Tierney on the left-hand side with Aubameyang in support, who has been pushed out to the left wing now. He has played Tierney in. Tierney has taken a pop shot and it's gone well wide. Aubameyang, you can immediately tell from the body language, is slightly more sullen looking. His shoulders have become hunched and his pass is lazy to Tierney. Tierney working on his own against not only Jacob Murphy but also DeAndre Yedlin. Couldn't escape either of their attention, and it is a goal kick for Newcastle. Gale does has pace, as Carl from Newcastle is telling us. And Zaki Chandia informs us that he is also a Smurf, and Smurfs are quite dangerous, especially when they work in packs. These are the facts. Spitfire Callum says Lacazette. DJ says Le Smurf. Well, the Fraud Gang are strong. We love you as well, gang, yeah? We appreciate you hanging out. We have got 15 minutes of pain to get through and then some real drama because it... Oh, no, hold on a second. We may well have some goal mouth action before then. Arsenal do look hungry. but with a short amount of time left, you can bet your bottom dollar that Newcastle will fancy themselves. David Luiz is doing his best to frantically clear. He's hoofed it into the air. It's headed down by Longstaff, and Newcastle are just chasing all over the park right now, trying to force Arsenal into making that bad first touch or poor pass. It's Smith Rowe who is being challenged, and the referee's got that wrong there as well, but I'll take it. There've been some really bad decisions, right?
Yeah, it's been poor officiating all game. Like, that's not an overreaction. It's been very poor. Obviously, they need to go to VAR for the red card decision, which was ludicrous. They haven't even looked at the penalty, and it's just little decisions here and there. And Arsenal have got to try and get something these next 30 minutes. The confidence of the players that's at, like, can you trust Aubameyang to take a penalty in the mood that he's in right now? I would really kind of worry about that.
So it's a funny one, right? Here is Aubameyang, long ball in. He's chested it down under the attention of DeAndre Yedlin, forcing him back a little bit. Aubameyang trying to pass out wide to Cedric, and that is a 2 out of 10 pass. It has actually forced El Neni to make a desperate challenge that could have got him a yellow, and Newcastle do have the ball. Saka doing well to press, and Arsenal trying to force something in these last 2 minutes because they know that Newcastle United's best chance of winning this game comes from the penalty spot. That much we've got to be sure of. Really and truly, it's a lottery, isn't it, penalties? And Arsenal could have done themselves a favour by not leaving it this late to show this much intensity. However, Saka has played the ball over the top to Lacazette. Smith Rowe is in!
Yes!
What a
Come
goal! Alexander Lacazette! Bukayo Saka and Smith Rowe combining. Beautiful goal! Oh, the footballing gods have shone down on us, and we don't need pens to go through. Newcastle United 0, Arsenal 1. What a goal! Oh, soak it up, breathe it in, my fraudulent friends. You are looking at the Premier League's most informed striker. Yeah, heading it down to the kids. Look at the ball in from Saka. Here he is, trying to win the ball back. Smith Rowe into Saka, over the top. Yep. Lacazette, the flying Smurf. Oh, you love to see it. Is he okay? Is it onside? VAR?
Yeah, he's onside. They're just looking at whether Lacazette may have fouled, but it's not a foul. He's worked very hard there. Great header.
That is an incredible assist from Lacazette. Oh, Smith Rowe is the truth.
What a finish.
Is this the truth I see before me? Oh, yes! My fucking Donny. The sliding celebration into the corner, and Mikel Arteta is celebrating, punch in the air, with 15 seconds of normal time left on the clock. What a feeling! Yes, my son! Welcome to the big time.
So much relief from that. I don't know what I'd rather see more. I'd rather see less. Willian on Thursday or penalties in this game. I don't know what I'd rather see.
You're
less.
done out here, bro. It's thanks for the memories. Yeah. What a header from Lacazette. He has flung himself to that. I'm not being funny, right? But he is genuinely flying through the air to get that header. And against the momentum of Isaac Hayden, who he crushed in the process, Smith Rowe takes it down, chests it, half volleys it into the corner off the post. You're looking at a world-class talent. You're looking at an elite club. We're back. Okay?
This would be 4 wins on the trot for Arsenal if they do get this one in, which would be much appreciated. We just now need to hold on for that. Maybe the goals come too soon, Hugh. Maybe we scored too early. This is the problem.
Too soon. There's 12 seconds of injury time in extra time left. Can Arsenal cling on to the 1-0? The FA Cup champions, I'll have you know. Huh? Whose cup is this? This is ours to defend. This is our home. This is what we do best. The Emirates. It genuinely has our name on it. No excuses. We may well be bringing it home. Let's go, lads! Can we get some Fs in the chat and some Ls for Newcastle? Let's just get to full time first, though, because Newcastle are on the break right now, and I would hate to concede after just doing that. Why are we still playing, though? Oh, we've got 8 minutes left. Oh my God!
What did you think
I actually
it was?
thought it was. I thought it was 31 minutes.
Oh no!
Oh my God, there's another 8 minutes left. I thought we were done. Oh God. 8 minutes left. 22 minutes
Oh Jesus
gone.
Christ!
And
What are you
Arsenal have
doing?
almost played the ball straight into the path of Gale. Wow. Oh, wow. They love passing it around the back and playing calm. David Luiz with the long ball out to Lacazette.
Look at
Lacazette
him.
finding Smith Rowe after failing to find Saka. Oh, Lacazette he's a new engine. It's like he's what's he?
It's amazing what confidence does for a player.
The
It's
full
unbelievable.
service. He's had the full works. Facelift. He was okay. Right, let's just settle it down, lads. Yeah? Oh, mate, I thought we were done. 7.5 minutes left. Why did I think we'd scored in the last minute? Oh my God. Okay, 8 minutes. 8 minutes of focus, lads. Yeah, this is like. Yes, Spectre, yes, massive fraudulence on show, yes, indeed. And Zlatan made God in the chat saying, Smith Rowe trade for Draxler? No, definitely not. DJ saying it's 1-1 at Newcastle. Wow, incredible. Robert Colson says, if we can't score in 120 minutes against Newcastle, we have done. Catch up, Robert, catch up. What are you talking about? AM says Aubameyang is the most disappointing one-dimensional fake striker and captain, and he giggles too much like a little boy. Wow, stop giggling, says AM. No giggling on the pitch. I mean, he's a captain and he smiles for a living. Ronaldinho never got criticised for smiling, did he? But
Oh dear me, it's just a different game these days.
it is. Arsenal are currently doing their best to keep Newcastle out of the corner. However, cross in towards Arsenal's danger zone. Arsenal really are living against. Oh my God! Please. Oh my God! Elneny needs to clear.
Well done.
Okay, good job. 6 minutes left in extra time for Arsenal to either get another or to cling on and show that they are defensive stalwarts who do not crack under pressure. Yeah. Okay. Smith Rowe. Beautiful stuff with Saka. Oh, that header. Oh, the chest down. Oh, that will be a goal. Oh, I'll be happy to watch over and over again.
Oh, what a finish that is. That's just such a calm head on such a young pair of shoulders. Unbelievable stuff there from Smith Rowe. It's just so... Oh, you were asking, is he going to be the next big thing? We've only had 260 minutes. Well, if you needed more evidence, we've just seen it. We've just seen the evidence.
Oh, so no signing of any... attacking mids.
Well, that is the thing. But I think you can't. I mean, if anything, it goes to show that we do need someone because we can't put all of our money on that. Lacazette again, brilliant down this left-hand side. Yedlin, great tracking back. To be fair,
Lacazette he looks like a new player. He's like a new signing. Oh, Wenger would be loving this form.
love that.
Aubameyang is a gooner through and through, says DJ. Pablo is just laughing. DJ says he wants to see the players smiling. RD Holyfield says the trio of Lacazette, Saka and Smith Rowe is the way forward. And Mr. Coulson says sell Aubameyang in the summer. We've got some requests not to compare Ronaldinho to Aubameyang. Ronaldinho can do whatever he wants apparently. And, you know, I hear that. But, you know, just playing the game with a smile on your face is something that is quite rare these days, and I appreciate it. So it upsets me when I see that he's not, you know, happy. We want our captain and our main man to be happy. However, the main man right now is a little smurf called Alex. Yeah? Alexandre! Yeah?
Oh my God!
Oh, the great one! The great one was a small one. Oh, mate.
Oh, please name him like that every time, please.
Dilly says Willian was playing for the other team, and I think he was not far off the truth. Yeah,
I think he was playing. Smith Rowe. Here we go.
Oh, here he is again, the youngster spreading it out to Bukayo Saka, who's going to dink one into the far post to find Aubameyang. Aubameyang heads it into the path of Yedlin. Aubameyang has won it back, though, and he gives it to Tierney, who finds
Oh,
Xhaka.
pass!
What a ball from Xhaka! Aubameyang!
No!
Football at its best! Yoga Benito! My club! Yeah?
the Premier
Okay.
League.
Okay. Yeah?
The best left foot in the Premier League. You've
Sorry?
said it.
Okay. The
Pass.
vision from Granit Xhaka to see between the lines. Yeah? The beautiful execution of the pass. The weight was absolutely inch perfect. Tierney slides it across the face of the ball, and it is a tap-in for Aubameyang, who adjusted his body nicely. 2-0, all up in that ass. Yeah? Tierney's balls, all up in that ass. Yeah? Okay. Just how you like it.
What a pass, but this, to be fair, this is good interplay. Tierney with the calmness there. Xhaka, what a vision.
Oh, look at that.
Aubameyang,
Oh.
and that confidence back again in the Gabonese forward.
Yes, lads. Go on, Aubameyang. What are they saying now, my skipper? Huh? What are they saying, lad? Lovely
Another
ball
Tierney,
from Tierney as well. And Aubameyang does well because the ball is actually behind him. He wants it on his right. He has to scoop it in on his left. And he also adds that little bit of scoop in just to try and get it over the keeper if he is there. Let's go and change the title of the video. Yes, lads. Oh, yeah. You love to see it. Oh, it's one of my favourite moments of the day. Changing the video score. Arsenal
Respect
2,
Xhaka's now.
Newcastle United 0. The FA Cup champions coasting as it stands after goals from Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang and, of course, Emil Smith-Rowe scoring in sensational form. The youngster is really, I mean, he is carrying the club as much as anything right now. The youngsters, are carrying the club. Saka, Martinelli will be upset not to have been a part of this, and hopefully he is okay going forward. But promising stuff from Arsenal. A 4th win on the trot.
We've got Cedric down in the box at the moment. He's taking a bit of a knot, which is fine. I mean, you'd rather some other players weren't injured over him. So always a little bit of a clip as Gale falls down there.
I bet they go to VAR. I bet you they go to VAR for this one, though, yeah?
I mean, he's got goal side of him. I don't really see how that would be a penalty.
Oh, Steve,
all.
mate, you're having a laugh. Back in your little
It is a
box.
pen.
Oh, my God, no way!
Have they given a pen? No way have they given a pen.
Because he's a ref, and they love frauding their way to the fucking papers again with Arsenal. They love it. This is how the refs become relevant. Shitty decisions.
Oh man, surely not. Surely
Gale
not.
is pacey. He is more than capable of getting in ahead of his man. All he has to do is get there first. If there's the slightest bit of contact, he can go down and he will get a pen. 2-0 to Arsenal right now, but we're into the last minute of extra time. And Steve Bruce is currently waiting for the VAR decision. Will it be a last-minute penalty and some drama into injury time, or are we actually done already? Emil Smith-Rowe, my son! Huh? Oh, yeah. Sorry. We need to discuss Nicola Pepe again. It's difficult. It's difficult because he goes off and we improve and start scoring goals. It's not looking good for him.
I think I've used these words every time you've brought his name up and I've gone, I really struggle. And that is ultimately the words that you associate with him. I really struggle to see a way into this team. He goes off, Saka comes on. Saka is influential in the first goal. And we're playing again with just everything's going everywhere else other than towards Pepe, which is not good for him. And you have to say that his time at Arsenal is just not been a successful one, and it's going to perpetuate much longer than seemingly the short term, which is a really big shame. But we've got to put stock in Saka now. You've got to just press forward with the kid.
I mean, it could be worse. You got Pepe on the bench as an option, if anything. Oh, and Lacazette played in, and Lacazette on his left. Oh, calm it down, son. Calm it down. You know what? Let me just talk to you, son. Let me talk to you, all right? What you need to do, just keep things calm, all right? Being the provider is why we love you right now. You don't need to do that. I know you're a little bit excited, all right? But look at it. It's like 10 metres over. It's 10 metres over. It's not for you, okay? he's earned that though. You've earned that. You have that little kick at the football, mate. You have a kick. Go on, son. He's done very well. I'm really happy that he has got a little bit of confidence back, man. Because honestly, without Aubameyang and Lacazette firing, we're struggling. We've now got a real focal point, and if anything, getting Aubameyang back in the goals today means that they are both going to be up for it against Palace and just in general. It isn't over yet, however. We've got one more attack for Newcastle, possibly. Jacob Murphy crossing to the far post, headed away by El Neni, under pressure on the right. We've got Maitland-Niles, who has come on, chasing into the corner, and Newcastle really are trying to work their way out of like 4 or 5 defenders right now to no avail. It's genuinely the last kicks of the game, though. 32 minutes gone, and there it is! Let's go! Full time!
Come on!
Arsenal 2, Newcastle 0. In the FA Cup, we move forward. Mikel Arteta with a 4th win on the bounce. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please do. Give us your man of the match, player ratings. I would love to know who you have ahead. Smith Rowe, did he make the difference? Aubameyang finishing off the chance in the end, or was it Lacazette coming on? Bukayo Saka has been sensational. Who was your fraud of the game? And is he from Brazil?
Oh, dearie me. What a performance from Arsenal in the end, though, with the last 15 minutes. I say what a performance, but the last 15 minutes, with everything finally clicking, was good. Like, we had the interplay, the change of play. Xhaka's vision, arguably, some might say the best left foot in the Premier League. I'm not so sure. It's one that's going to go on a lot longer, but he certainly proved you right there.
We have got an incredible record, and Mr. Chuckers has just brought himself into the chat to say, if you two did watch-alongs earlier, we'd be unbeaten. It is now 4 out of 4 wins. 4 shows, 4 wins. Sensational scenes, Mr. Canton. Much love for getting involved once again. If you do... if you don't already follow him or subscribe to him, I'm going to leave his links in the description box below. He makes fantastic content on a regular basis, especially in the January transfer window, worth checking out. And he will be coming back on because basically we can't stop doing this now. Otherwise, we may be at fault.
Yeah,
not sure quite how that works. Indeed. But 2-0 to Arsenal on the day. Can I get your last thoughts before you shoot?
Yeah, no, obviously got the job done in the end. Really happy about that. I think one of the biggest and key things is Aubameyang getting his goal. That will hopefully really up his confidence, great interchanges of play. But the last thing to sort of say is the importance of the youngsters shining through again in Emile Smith Rowe and Willian in the mud again. In the mud. It's been a pleasure, Hugh. I'll speak to you soon, mate.
As always, mate. Take care. Much love to your mother for getting involved. Tom Canton from the Gooner Talk TV, as per usual, proving to be an incredible mascot, an incredible right-hand man. He is the luckiest mascot of all, actually. Like I said, 4 wins out of 4. That is a sensational record, and we're going to have to keep it going just for the luck's sake. Handsome Maguire, lucky charm, says Evan McGee. DJ, much love for putting those links into the chat. You're a massive fraud. Loshi says, is it me or is Arteta looking extra handsome today? Well, I'll tell you what, Alan Shearer,
Looks like a Lego man.
that is looking extra fraudulent. Is it freezing cold or is he trying to be one of those?
He's trying to be Ian Wright.
He's trying to be Ian Wright. Alan Shearer is trying to be Ian Wright. Incredible. He does. You're right. What's going on here? Peaky Blinder. Get your own swag. Yeah. What's this?
I know. It's like
Oh, they think they're in a fucking Peaky Blinders episode or what? Oh, sort it out. Sort it out, lads. Is that the only hat that you can wear? You don't like those other hats, do you? No, you don't. So I don't know why you're saying You don't.
I don't like bobble hats.
Those hats that I go, those are keep your ears warm and all that. Yeah. What?
Not for you.
What do you mean they're not for me?
Not for me either.
No, they're not for you. I'm not getting you one for sure. You don't even like them. El Neni was good today, says Nana GK. Oxymoron says Willian out, please. Who else have we got? Pablo says, wow, you heard it here first. Carl NUFC says genuinely gutted, and I hear you, lad. However, It's not the end of the world. You will be back. Premier League football is just around the corner, and we move. I'm going to love you and leave you for now. My fraudulent friends, there is a video dropping at 11:45 on my channel with something a little bit different, so please do make sure you check it out. The links to which will be in the description box below, as per usual. Much love for tuning in. Especially the guy who called Tom a BTEC Harry Maguire. Sensational scenes. Smith Rowe and Arteta's army rise again. 4 out of 4. We move.